Oh, hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drug Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all of the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk.
Mostly
drunk. Always encouraged, but never mandatory. I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Brother Bill. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man, except I lost my voice, and so I probably talk like this. You know, I can do impersonations, just can't talk like myself.
Who's that impersonation of? It kind of sounds like Mr. Poopy Butthole, but
I
Southern.
can do Mr. Poopy Butthole. No, I can't do that.
It's Mr. Poopy Butthole Southern Grandpa.
It's just Mr. Poopy Butthole's favorite uncle.
We are joined by a special guest. Alan the Alien is up in the building. What is up, Alan?
Not much. We had a good week TV-wise. I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, right? Oh my gosh, there's so much great television. I'm so excited. And I'm also simultaneously sad to see some of these shows go soon. Just a weird roller coaster ride of emotions up in here. But let's talk about what we're talking about. We are going to be talking about Halo. Sorry, not Halo. Oh my gosh. We're talking about that just ended.
Freudian slip.
I was so sad.
We're just redoing last week's episode.
We are talking about FX's Shogun. We are talking about Invincible. We are talking about X-Men 97. And as always, we are talking shit. But I just want to remind you guys that, we'll say first, thanks for voting on the next project we're going to be working on, making a Dune versus Star Wars episode. Dune versus Star Wars drunk analysis video. You guys voted on what you wanted me to talk about, and that's what it was. So I'm really excited to make that and bring it out on May the 4th. And I'm also trying to get this going. May the 4th be with you. He's rubbing his face because he knows what's coming and he hates it. May the 4th be with you, Star Wars. May thy 9th chip and shatter. May the 9th. Can we make that Dune date? Can we do that?
You make it hard to be your friend.
Mostly,
I've had a nickel for every time I heard that.
Mostly, I'm not responding just because I have a sort of laryngitis, but you know how I feel about this. Y'all can go on back.
Guys, let me know in the comments. Y'all go to the comments how you feel.
Y'all go to previous episodes and understand my plight.
I'm gonna be trying to make fetch happen until May 8th, so just get ready for that. But let's talk about what we're talking about. Let's start with our first subject of the night. We're talking FX's Shogun. Here, let me change up these banners.
Shōgun.
Man, such an awesome show. Like, it's continued to impress. Like, I was kind of expecting it to be good, but I wasn't really expecting it to be this good. And we're talking butts. We're talking chapter 6, Ladies of Willow World, or of the Willow World. Willow World just sounds like a level on Super Mario Brothers. But
Willow World sounds like a place that you go to and everybody is only 3 feet tall.
Willow World, yeah.
I'll be honest, my thoughts went immediately to Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
There you go. Look,
oh man, you put 3 nerds in a room and you say Willow. We get 3 different references. But Alan, what were your initial thoughts? What were your initial thoughts on this episode? Did you enjoy it?
It's funny because it's like you were saying. Yes, I thought this was going to be a good show, but I didn't think it was going to be this good. Yeah. And I thought we were going to be getting. We should have like peaks and valleys, but it's just all rise. It's like that episode of How I Met Your Mother with Barney's Get Psyched list playlist, where instead of no, you don't come down, you just keep going up, and Shogun's doing it, man. So I mean,
absolutely,
this was a mostly political thriller, not espionage, but it's the politics episode, and it still held you in the entire time. I can't say enough good things about this show.
Yeah, the show has exceeded all expectations, even though I had high expectations for it. I can't talk too much too long, so let's talk about it. No.
Real quick, just want to say shout outs to Lil Frothy. She says, "Cheers, guys! I'm having a beer with you." Cheers.
Well, I mean that makes
Lil
sense
Frothy.
with the name.
Cheers.
Right? She's got to have a frothy drink.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get my drink.
You either got to have a beer or a root beer float. One of the two.
Mine's a fruit
Well,
beer
I was
float.
going to say, what with this being just, let's just call it what it is, a nerd cast. I'm assuming she's drinking a butter beer.
Ooh, yeah, right,
Dude,
if you're really cool.
those butter beers at Disneyland. I mean, at Universal Studios.
Mm-hmm.
Slap.
Yeah, they're pretty delicious.
You will get diabetes right there.
Right? I was like, you know what? Take my foot. I'll have another sip. Thank you.
I got 2 of them. I mean, come on.
But I don't get no more butterbeer when I leave here.
Right?
So y'all can have the foot. I'll keep it pushing.
So yeah, this episode of Shogun starts out with a flashback. We go back to 1578. Kate is seen by Jinsei to live at home. Oh, what?
You called her Kate again.
Oh yes, I did. I made sure to put it in my notes. I was like, oh no,
her
not
name is the easiest to pronounce.
I know it's not about pronunciation. I'm calling homeboy Andrew Lincoln the whole time.
It's Halsey, God.
He does not look like that. He don't even look like that.
He did when he was getting pissed on.
I will concede that to y'all just because that's what all y'all said. But I didn't feel it.
Pissed through Lincoln.
See, look, as long as white people are also saying white people all look the same, I can't say
really
nothing.
do. I mean,
What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do?
I was
Right
like
there.
a kid from Role Models. He's like, if you white, you been athletic.
Right.
Dude, that's a good movie right there.
Such a
But does it hold up?
Does no,
I was good. You're gonna do that to Bill right now.
I know, right?
I was like, this motherfucker's crazy. I'm not doing that.
That's for another show. But yes, Kate is sent by Jinsei to live at home of Nobuhisha, where she becomes Nobuhisha, where she becomes friends with his daughter, the future Ochiba. One night, Kate watches her father's allies as they're executed by Nobuhisha while he looks on in rage. What did you guys think of this flashback? Because this is like pretty brutal shit. We heard something about Kate's family background, but now we're seeing it visualized. How effective was this scene for you, Alan?
I didn't give a fuck. It was it's definitely one of those ones where it's interesting because we don't need to feel more sympathy for Mariko. We already feel pretty sympathetic towards her, but it did a good job of, I think, showing us like her inner strength, because it showed us the resolve that she got from going through all these pretty, fucked up situations. But then it also showed us, we got to see some good scenes of her training with the Naginta spear. Mm-hmm. So we also got to see like, oh, she's also a skilled warrior. I think it just did a good job of showing her strength in those two different ways.
Yeah, well put. Because a lot of times you'll hear strong female character. Usually that just means like she can kick somebody's ass. Like that's what a lot of people think of with a strong female character. And yeah, she is shown to be physically capable in a fight. But throughout the whole show, they've been showing her mental prowess. That's one of the reasons Toranaga holds her in such high regard. Maybe even more so than her husband. But what did you think about this flashback, Bill? Did you enjoy us getting our dipping our toes into Kate's past water? I don't know. This metaphor is falling apart. But did you enjoy this scene?
Nope, I think so.
Loved it. Yes.
Yeah, man, I loved it. It was good. But I will be doing that a little bit more. Y'all are watching. I'm chatting. I'm in the chat. Let's go. Let's get it going. don't be weird. Just don't just stand there and fucking watch us without
Kinda my
saying
thing.
something, man. Say something to me because I can't talk much.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen the show, and you just have questions about the show, you're curious, please leave some
Or if you
comments.
just want to
or if
know
you have
how
watched
my
it.
day went today.
It's like, where did you get that sweet sweater?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked, my dear boy. It's the Drunk Banthas merch store. It's in the link, so check it out.
Yeah, go check that out, guys. Yeah, please leave in the comments any questions or ideas you have about today's episode. But yeah, I thought this was like a really compelling way to dive into her past and also show her relationship with Ochiba, and like how they went back and forth throughout the episode with the flashbacks. I really enjoyed.
They seem to be good friends.
They
How do
seem
y'all
to be
feel about
pretty-
that?
they seem to be
Do y'all
nice.
feel like they were really good friends, or do y'all feel like they like probably hate each other now? Or maybe there's resentment from old girl concubine.
That's a good question because we don't really get an idea of how they really feel about each other now, but it does seem like they were quite close as kids. I thought that scene where they put their backs up against each other while laying down was like the cutest, saddest little
Yeah,
thing.
I like it because it's like action hero back to back.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's fight trauma together. But yeah, like, what do you think, Alan? Do you think that they're possibly friends now or friendly?
Oh God, no, not a chance. So I think that they actually do a good job later on with Ochibe just kind of saying, like, talking about how much he hates Toranada. And the thing is, it doesn't matter that Mariko is just like fulfilling her honor promise, to be faithful and serve Toranada. That makes her, she's still the enemy. And I think Ochibe wants nothing but to crush Toranada in every sense. And that includes taking out Mariko because she knows that that Toranada cares for her.
Now, I did miss this. Why is she mad at Toriyama?
Apparently Toranaga plotted.
Nada.
Oh, it says Naga in my notes. Oh, whatever. Tomato to Maga. So anyway.
Well, all right, that was good. That was well done. You were right. You're right. It's Toranaga.
Oh, okay.
You're right.
Apparently, shit, hot on the mic. Apparently, he plotted to have her father killed. Like I guess he gave Kate's father the idea to, I guess kill homeboy, kill her.
That
dad.
sounds like bullshit. I guess we'll probably find out that didn't happen.
Maybe. I mean,
No,
Toranaga,
I think
he's pretty smart, and we've already seen how people can influence other people to do crazy shit. So it's possible, but it's also possible that
in real life, we were just watching earlier. Like in real life, like people like celebrated him killing him.
Well,
right?
So the thing is, the guy that Ochibe's dad that was moited, that's based off Nobunaga, which, I mean, dude, there's so many anime and TV and anime is TV shows and
video games
and video games. Thank you.
Mm.
Set in feudal Japan, where he's just this crazed, bloodthirsty tyrant, and like, yeah, people followed him because they were still honor bound, but they fucking hated him. So yeah, it was celebrated that he's dead, but the way he was killed, such a dishonorable way. I think that's kind of tripping some people up.
Yeah, very Mad King situation.
Yeah.
Except they didn't quarter. They didn't draw a quarter of Jamie Lannister.
Yeah, Jamie Lannister didn't have to kill his entire family or anything like that. Everybody just sees him as a dick.
Yeah, Jamie's a bitch. We got you.
But then later on in the episode, what we got here in 1600, at a funeral for those killed by the earthquake, Toranaga promotes Andrew Lincoln to chief admiral and general of his cannon
pilot.
regiment.
You can just say pilot. Andrew.
Y'all know who I'm talking about.
I mean, I'm cool with Pilot Lincoln.
Pilot Lincoln.
Yeah, come on, man.
Pilot
You gotta
Andrew.
do better. You got to do better. Pilot Lincoln. Kate Oriyama or whatever her last name is.
Yeah, I'll workshop it. I still want to have fun with it though.
We just workshopped it.
Yeah,
It's
you
still
have to.
fun. We just did it.
Toranaga also
You owe
bestows.
me and Jeff money, by the way, for that.
Put it on my tab.
Yeah, that shit ain't free.
Toranaga also bestows upon him a fife as a token of gratitude for saving his life. The following morning, Toranaga reprimands Buntaro for assaulting Kate and orders him to stay away from her for 1 week. Buntaro has an interesting line here.
He knows they fucking
right,
and he's like, hey man, your wife do what I tell her to do, okay? First of all, you really don't even have control over what you do, nigga. So what you gonna do is you gonna just go on somewhere else because look, you can't just be hitting your wife. And also, actually, you can hit your wife. That ain't none of my business. But
you can be your wife.
Disrespecting my white boy. That is what's not gonna happen today.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I really, no matter what happens, do not need a sound clip of me just saying, you can hit your wife. So let's not do that.
Yeah.
That one out there. But I also love how the punishment was basically like, well, you're grounded and I'm taking away your toy.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Go to timeout. Go to timeout and don't ask me for no food.
Tell you what, it's nothing like today with the Bordio Kudins and shit. Dude would have lost at least 2 fingers for that shit.
Yo, y'all remember when people would say on TV, like, go to your room. You won't have any dinner today. Like, what?
Yeah, it's like you're gonna starve your child.
I never heard of that in
well,
real life.
No
the
supper.
second they were like, you can't beat the kid anymore, they're like, well, I'm going to find some way to affect him physically. So
Your ass going hungry tonight, goddammit. I hope you ate a lot at school. I hope you had a good school lunch. Hold on, we got the same cup today.
you're in trouble if you fuck up on the weekend, huh?
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys are cup twins.
Hell yeah, we are. It's a damn good cup, man.
It's a great cup. This cup lasts me about 14 years almost.
Yeah.
That cup came with a pitcher, and I lost the fucking pitcher, but the cup lasted. So
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, we don't have a picture no more either.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
That's lost in some move.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think it was
store utensils.
yeah, right. Shout out to the dollar store. I did think that there was an interesting line, in there where Buntaro all but admits that he knows that that there's something between Kate and Pirate Andrew, because he basically says that she's always cold, but now she's like, she's warmed up a little bit, and it has to be because of this guy. What did you think about just like these subtle, like from him and Toranaga, just like subtle realizations of their relationship? Alan?
My favorite part is Bonito Flakes. The way he knows something's wrong with his wife is she's happy. That's not right. Something's clearly happening. She's not supposed to smile. Like that's man.
Yeah, that was interesting. It's like, yo, boss, I'm just trying to tell you, man, this bitch is crazy. And she been crazy the whole time. I mean, sometimes I think she gonna fucking kill me in my sleep.
Cool.
Then I get back from killing everybody for you, for you. I get back, and this bitch is happy. I know he gave her some dick. He gave him waka waka bing bong, and she gave him some waka waka ping pop. I'm not happy about it, damn it. He's like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about what you happy about. Nigga, we got people trying to kill us.
Yeah, she's like, I don't care why you're happy.
She's clearly a slut. How do you know? She never smiles after I fuck her.
First of all, she ain't let me have sex with her since before we had this kid. As soon as she got pregnant, we ain't had sex. 12 years.
Yeah, they do not love each other.
And what happened to her son?
What did happen to her?
I haven't seen their son.
Did he go somewhere?
He didn't die in the like trip over there, did it?
Did they sent him somewhere, right? Because like Toranaga was talking about how he had some similar thing happen.
Maybe they sent him before they left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before they left Osaka. Before they left Osaka.
Yeah, before
right?
they left Osaka. Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Because it's also seemingly pretty common to just like be like, yo, son, go live with that dude for, I don't know, just like 15 years. It's cool.
Yeah, they did the Game of Thrones shit. Hostage.
Yeah.
Toranaga was one. When he was he mentions
he
in
was
the
one when
comment
he was
one
a kid.
episode.
That's right.
Yeah.
But he mentions it like he went to his bar mitzvah or some shit.
Yeah, right?
It's like a coming of age like
He was
situation.
like, oh,
yeah.
I remember when I was a hostage. Those were some good times.
Well,
Lost my virginity that year.
You know who it's like is Vlad the Impaler. He went and stayed with, I think it was it the Turks at the time? But that's where good old Drac learned how much he loved shoving giant fucking spikes through people.
It's some hobby of mine, but
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
But, you love to learn a craft when you're on vacation.
It was just a hobby, but I got good at
it. Yeah. You know how you get to Carnegie Hall, don't you? Practice. What happens next?
Just imagining that practice.
Hold on. Before you move on, I just want to share this one. This little moment here.
Great shot.
Is this audio good? I think so. Oh shit. Was this what happened next? This was not what happened next. I want to show this part because this is what happened next. Bing.
Oh yeah, the plotting.
宿命に我が姿を見せつけたからじゃ。ゆえに宿命の目をえぐり出すことができたのじゃ。
Fucking bars. Bars. Man, when's her mixtape dropping? I will buy it as soon as it comes out.
She say some hard shit.
Yeah.
But what I've realized in this is because they give their women like they not worried about their women trying to take over nothing or nothing like that. But their women or their society is just so quiet. Like, it's not like, don't respond to everything that you hear, and if you do, you could lose your head.
Right. Very polite society.
Literally, right? Yeah.
So with that, though, comes a situation where some people can learn how to just talk to you real sly, real sweet, and you'll fall for anything because you're not, everything comes across the same tone and same temperament, right? And whenever somebody says something to you, that challenges they use the culture against them. Mm. So she's using this dude's lack of achievement in his life, mm-hmm. or lack of being able to ascend further or progress further in his life as like a failure for him. And because he has this failure, he is now, he'll be seen as a disgrace as he gets to be an older man.
Right.
But none of that's going to actually happen to you, big dog. Just, just stop listening to this bitch.
Right.
But he can't because he's hungry for power.
Right.
Hypnotized with hatred. That's what Boosie say. I sound a little bit like Boosie right now.
Yeah, she's shown to be a great manipulator in the scene.
Oh, yeah.
Just, really well done, like just the way that she explains herself. And again, this is the scene where Chiba explains to Shido that she believes that Toranaga plotted her father's death. Just seeing her just talk about how she's gonna exact her revenge in the most poetic way is just it's amazing. I was like, oh my kid. Can you want to hang out? You want to grab a drink? She was incredible.
Which is even better because what I was about to say is, and she pulled it off like a perfect narcissist. Or not narcissist, sociopath. Like sitting there quietly explaining about how she's going to get him a cat, wait till he falls in love with the cat, then kill the cat in front of him. I mean, like, just that creepy, quiet layout, how I'm going to ruin their fucking life like a straight up psychopath. Damn, no emotion to that voice.
Yeah, she was cold-blooded. I'm really excited to see how she's going to be a formidable foe for Toranaga later on, because he's obviously very intelligent too, but we're going to see how their how they fight each other. With
Love
the brain.
affair. Gotcha.
Shout out to
I ran
Morgan.
out of sophisticated adjectives.
Shout out to Morgan. Morgan, I lost my voice at the Bama game. I was on TV though, so I'm commenting. Me and you, we can have conversations in the comments.
Sup, Film Age. I'll tell you this about
What up?
Ochibe. Way scarier than Cersei Lannister ever was.
I will say, that's a hot take.
I'm telling you, that's the way it's gonna go. I just
Hold
feel
on,
it.
say that again so I can clip this for my shorts, YouTube shorts. Say that again.
I'm saying Ochibe in Shogun is way scarier than Cersei Lannister ever was.
Oh,
I'm predicting it now.
Man.
Oh shit! God damn, we're gonna break the internet with that hot take.
Because here's the thing, Cersei would get so pissed she'd fly off the handle, yell at you, and scream about what she's gonna do. So she was human, so she was easier to manipulate. So far, Ochibe, nuh-uh. She's cold, calculating. We haven't seen a single weakness yet. And I don't know.
Give a reason why I think why.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I think it's because she's a whore or she was a prostitute, a concubine. See,
that was all I had to say.
Is that?
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. No, I gotta take it slow.
Yeah.
Only get so many syllables per breath. See, Cersei never had to come out of nothing, right? She never had to get it out the mud. She never had to get it out the mud. A hoe got to get it out the mud. You know, she started from a place where she's basically in like a crab in a barrel. You know, but she was a crab who was able to stab the fisherman in the throat, get away, shuffle on over, and marry another fisherman.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, against all odds, that doesn't happen to many crabs.
Yeah, no, not at all.
It's funny because one of the shows that's on now that we're not covering on this podcast, Animal Control, just had an episode the other day where a dude got stabbed by a crab with a knife.
Oh, that's great.
I'm gonna check
I need
that
to
out.
watch that show. Yeah.
Sounds like I should check that out.
Yeah. I do. I mean, like, as much as disappointing as Game of Thrones was toward the end, especially Cersei's character, in my mind, where Game of Thrones actually ended in this movie theater, is when Cersei blew up the sept, and I think that was like, she sits on the throne, and then she's the one who sits on the throne. The end. No more Game of Thrones. But so I still think that she's like one of the more badass characters on that show, and I do really, really like this character on Shogun. But I need to see more. I need to see what she's gonna do. She's right now she's talking the good game. I'm excited to see what she's gonna do next episode.
Yeah, just watch. It's gonna be my luck. She gets killed next episode, and not even like by a formidable foe. She just like trips and snaps her fucking neck or something.
Yeah.
Like, well,
or she throws away
missed the mark on that one.
Now we did get a chance to talk about prostitution.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is a sexy
and
episode.
Toragama.
Yeah,
Toragama orders Toranaga. Excuse me. You know, it's my accent. Toragama sends Kate to the brothel with Anju. Right? Anjin.
Yeah.
Well,
Anjin Lincoln.
First of all, that's some cold shit to send your mistress. That's some cold shit to send the mistress.
You're right.
With the nigga to the prostitute. That's wild. That was some wild shit. But
I mean, hey,
there was a scene.
He was cool with her being. He was like kind of hinting at like, hey, like maybe if you want to,
I think that was a trick.
Roll around.
That's one of his tricks. Like if she'd have did that, she actually would have fallen into a trap.
Yeah, I
because there was another witness.
Too. Because it's not as private as the brothel is. I'm sure it's not that private.
And when he sorry, I'm bringing up the clip But when
You're good.
when he says that, hey, go take the Andrew to the brothel and bing bing bong.
Kiku.
Then the best prostitute ends up being old buddy's
Gen's girl.
I didn't even know that. He was all up in his feelings.
Which, I mean, this entire scene, this is why you don't fall in love with the stripper, man.
She ain't even a stripper. She a straight up.
Yeah, that was like when that happened. I was like that scene from I Think You Should Leave. It was like, I don't think you're allowed to do that. It's like, you just gonna take this dude's woman and just give it to somebody else? Give her to somebody else? That's so mean. There's so many other women.
By the way, Othelius' last point there, I think he hit it perfectly.
Oh yes, Othelius said the camera work when Kiku was speaking through through Kate was real intentional. Shout outs to the cinematographer. Yeah, I really loved that scene. 100%. They really managed to make the scene really sexy and really passionate and intimate without anybody touching anybody.
And yes, yes, my whole show today is a pimp named Slickback impersonation because I lost my voice. I don't know if you was here, Othelius. I lost my voice at the Alabama game here at Staples Center. So I got to do a country accent just to be able to talk. So it's just a bunch of country shit coming up out my mouth today.
But back to Othelius' other point there. We've said it several times, and I feel like we are going to say it until the sun burns out in the sky. FX makes good fucking shows.
Yeah, they make good shit.
I mean, like you said there, the cinematography in that scene alone, but this entire show is already outstanding.
Outstanding.
Yeah, it's one of the things that really blows me away. There are a couple of scenes where, it's just mainly just budget or whatever. Like there were like scenes on the boat during the daytime. There's some comp issues. It's like they're clearly on a set. And other like little moments where you feel like they're on a set, but like overall, like it's just incredible. Like it just looks phenomenal.
I want to get y'all's thoughts before we I'm jumping around a little bit, but I want to get y'all's thoughts on this scene right here. Holy shit. Hit the wrong button.
What's going on here? I forget. Oh yeah. That's some great reaction shots in this one.
かようなものをお出ししてお恥ずかしゅうござりますが、地震でほとんどのものが割れてしもうて。お聞くなら、ご身分の高いお方のお相手にうってつけでございまする。けれど、先約のお客様方にお詫びをいたさねばなりませぬ。それに地震でぼやが出た。
She's talking about old buddy.
Yeah.
聞くわ。
What was his name?
Omi.
500問目でいかがでしょう。
私の言いようが悪うございました。伊豆中のお茶屋を。
Yeah, I really like.
First of all, hoes drive a hard bargain in 1600s.
Yeah, that's
like she was. No, baby girl, you must not have understood what I'm saying. My girls. You know what I'm saying? They do it great. They got that thing now.
I think that's an important thing, though. Like, despite the, the honor code and everything, she knows, so yeah, she might not be the highest in whatever the breakdown for their class system is, but she knows what she's got. So it's one of those, it's funny because she's, she's like, she understands she's a lesser class, but man, she's slinging her weight around. I mean, basically being like, this is some nice fucking Tupperware. And then just, and like them focusing on her not taking a drink out of it. Dude, I know for us it's small, but back then that's like, she might as well have just like give them some mushroom stamps.
Yeah, like it was super disrespectful, but just like again in these like polite, subtle ways. And yeah, like what's her name? Fuji?
Fuji is the housemate with the bangs that we hate.
Okay, hold on. Before we go too far, hold on.
Kiku is the hooker. This chick is Gil, I think. And Mariko is Kate.
Hold on.
Right.
Gotta keep it going. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Hold on.
お上げしたいのではござります。お菊一人を一晩だけでござります。
うちの茶屋についてお聞き及びかどうか存じませぬが、波の友情屋とは違うということはご承知おきくださいませ。日の元中探してもうちのような茶屋はございませぬ。いや一流の芸
This
達
ain't
者で
no
ございます。
ordinary brothel.
頭の方も気立ての方も磨き抜いておりまして。
This is no
Ordinary brothel.
There we go.
大番5枚は当たり前のお題にございます。
では100問目なら
400問目は譲れませぬ。虎長様は一晩存分に楽しまれたいのでございましょう。
まあこれは失礼を。虎長様ではござりませぬ。安心様への褒美にござり。
Shout out to
Put
whoever
this
cut
bullshit
this.
down.
Whoever cut
Right.
this. They're cutting out all the pauses. I love it.
Yeah.
今や旗本であり、虎長様の大砲隊の大
She
将
said,
で
first
あ
of
る。
all, bitch, you need to be respected for the white boy.
大砲隊の大将でもある。
What's her
200
name?
問目で
That's
よう
Fuji?
ございましょう。
Fuji. That's
The
Fuji.
her that's
200
that's Fuji.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mariko, Fuji,
Well,
旗本であ
and
り、
the
that's
the
what he was
madam is
虎長様
Gin.
の大砲隊の大将でもあ
Gin.
る。
This is my favorite character so far, just so
She's-
y'all know.
she's
But I'm
incredible.
just keep it going.
Yeah.
200問目でようございましょうな。
ということはあなた様もご一緒に。いえ、ただあなた様と安心様は片時も離れる仲という話を耳にしたものでございますから。
私の務めでございま
All
す。
star.
うちの茶屋を
Right,
楽しみいただけるかと存じまする。
Dude, Gin does not fuck
歌方の
around.
ようと呼ぶ方もおられまする。ハスの花のようでございますから。中に入ればこの世の高貴な目は届きません。
Also, Bill, you're gonna be fighting Othelius for Fuji.
向き合いまする。
No, no, I'm not fighting him. I don't need her. Don't want her.
300問目でよろしいでしょう。
お二方様のお越しを
He can have her.
お待
Yeah. this-
Also, how great would it have been if Mariko was literally just there
ち
translating
を
everything, just like
ございますから
he said. No, he said choke him more harder.
時も離れる中
Oh,
で
he-
耳にしたものでござい
He
ます。
wants you to put a finger in his butthole.
yeah, that wouldn't have been awkward at all.
Sorry, this is where's the gif on this? Where is the gif?
Right. I need
I need the
I
memes.
need this right now.
Show me all the memes with this photo right.
So perfect. It's the perfect like drinking. If you type in tea right now on Jiffy, if this doesn't show up, it's a shame. It's a real shame in culture. But yes, honestly, yeah, there's some really great performances going on here. A lot of people, like especially Fuji, she's doing a lot with a little. She barely says anything, and she just has these great reaction shots.
One more time.
But even but even with these two, like they're having like this really interesting performance, and anytime someone isn't speaking, they're having a remarkable performance.
Oh yeah.
Like they're conveying so much just with their emotions because there's only so much that they can say. So if all these actresses are nominated for Emmys next year, if they don't like flood the Emmys like fucking Modern Family, I'm gonna be mad.
Right? Oh man, Modern Family was such a good show.
That was a good show.
Oh, Julie
I
Bowen.
did like that show.
Who girl?
How was Julie Bowen the first person that popped into my head too? I was like, she's
Do you want to know how? Because correct.
because yes. All right.
The fact that that's the same woman who was the love interest in Happy Gilmore still blows my mind.
It's bananas. It's like how
She's
Guys-
gotten more beautiful as time has gone on.
and sometimes it just happens like that. I don't know.
Mhm.
Beige don't age. Is that a thing? But
Anyway.
guys, join us on our Julie Bowen podcast every Sunday. But right now, let's
Entitled "Will These Two Shut Up?"
Spoiler alert, no. Join Banthas channel, aka Bill to my left, says Fuji has stolen every scene she is in so far. That is facts.
That's a good point.
she's
She's
been-
that person.
She's had some really great moments, like the moment where she pulls the gun on people
Bro.
who are trying to take Engine Lincoln's
Man.
guns. That was really nice.
On Kiku's main man, Omi.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. It's
See, it's amazing, man. This show this show has just done so much amazing shit. That's just so impressive. Very impressive, just like everybody who's watching right now. Shout out to everybody who's watching from the Drunk Banthas YouTube channel and the Nerds at Night channel and the X? Twitter X.
Twitter X. Hello. Thank you for watching.
Twix. From the Twixer.
Twixer for kids.
Yeah, I think that's the new name.
Yeah, Twixer. Yeah.
Then we get a stage performance by Ito and influential Daimyo. Ochiba recalls being taken. Daimyo. Thank you. Ochiba recalls being taken in as a consort by the Taiko after Nobuhisha's death and producing an heir for him. After the play, Ochiba and Ishido offer Ito a position on the council. The council convenes
Judge Ito
on Ito as
Judge Ito.
Wow.
He's a judge and he's
right.
Ito.
He's totally Judge Ito.
Fuck around and find out.
The council convenes to vote on Ito as regent. However, Sugiyama refuses to confirm him and he leaves. When Sugiyama tries to flee Osaka, he and his family are killed by Shido and his yeah. Like, what did you guys think of this
How you spell
situation?
Ito?
Because ITO.
Yep. First off, I think what Othelia said right there. Again, Othelia's just fucking on it today. That actor did not want the job on the council. No, he sure did not. Ito, like the entire time they're asking him, he just looked. He was like, I just finished telling you how acting is my passion. Really? But then also, like, you could just see the fear in his fucking eyes. He's like, oh, this is such a bad idea.
Yeah.
Also, this is like asking Tom Cruise to be in Congress or some shit.
Right.
Just like all of a sudden. Look, can you be on the Supreme Court right quick?
He's destined to save the world, so yeah, that makes sense. God. Okay.
Yeah, obviously. I mean,
but also the big thing for me about all of this was, I think I said it in our first episode. I read in the trivia for The Last Samurai how Americans really romanticize samurai and samurai culture, and especially that time in Japan. Man, Ishido fucking murdered those people hard. Like, there were kids in that train, man.
Jeez.
In the forest. And it's like, yeah, there's nothing honorable about that.
Yeah.
In fact, that was quite dishonorable considering that guy was still a regent. He was just trying to say, yo, I'm taking my family out of here. So like, it's just, I'm very happy that we're seeing that side of the Japanese samurai. I don't want to say mythos because it all happened, but
right.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Yeah, it was interesting seeing the way that all played out because they have all these rules and laws, like you can't do this, you can't do that, but we can like kill his entire family and just pretend it was bandits. Like, everybody knows what happened. Yeah. Everybody knows what's going down, but you're just gonna all just pretend that it was bandits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is.
Well, it's like Fuji's swords,
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to Legendary TV.
Yeah, shout out to Legendary TV.
Don't block this.
Oh, man.
Fucking dick.
組下それがしが愚かであったわ。どこまで行っても官僚よ。
Oh!
He's like, dude, I'm supposed to be looking for titans and shit. Fuck this.
I got two things to say about this scene.
Bro.
So I got two things to say about this scene. First of all, this dude said some cold-blooded ass shit. Right. If you'd have showed up on me like this after, it all went down, I'd have said the same shit. Right? I'm in his situation. I'm going to say the same shit.
Yeah.
But, old buddy, I got to kill you. You say that to me, I got to kill you.
He's like, yeah, now I got to cut you.
We killing everybody.
I really hope Godzilla eats this fucker.
We're killing everybody out here. somebody better not even walk up that ain't got nothing to do with this. We killing them too. Because anybody who was in earshot of what you just said got to die.
Anybody who heard this shit.
So I feel that way about
dishonor
I
on
like
you,
both reactions.
dishonor on your cow.
So I like both reactions.
I understand both sides. Yeah, it's funny because even though there's the language disconnect, sometimes I don't really know exactly how things are conveyed, or like, you know, or like the thing, the way that the people deliver certain words aren't the same way people would deliver the same lines in English. But when he said that shit, if they didn't have subtitles, I would have known that he said some disrespectful shit to him.
Oh yeah,
like just the way he said.
Disrespect. You know disrespect, like blatant disrespect, not like subtle. Blatant disrespect when you hear it. Yeah, no matter what language it's in.
It was so cold.
When you go from watching an anime dubbed and then you watch it subtitled and it's just like, that's the voice you chose for him. Weird call, bro. Weird call.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, we got
out. Othelia said in the comments, it's like the Knights and Chivalry. They powerful use honor when it's convenient. That's
the
true.
powerful use honor when it's convenient. That's very true. White knights wasn't shit. Samurais wasn't shit. Wasn't nobody shit. Let me just tell y'all something, little history lesson. We do this here on the Drunk Banthas every once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while.
People ain't shit. People was even less worth shit back then. It's oh my God.
Yeah.
People ain't shit.
If you can believe it, we've gotten better as a society, but not like that.
No, because people be like, we need to go. We weren't having these problems before. Nigga, we've been having these problems before.
Yeah.
We have had the same problems for years.
It's like
for centuries.
It's two steps back and then 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
The past, I mean, that's still 1 step forward. The past 30 years, progress. Crime has actually gone down in the U.S. The last 30 years, crime has actually gone down in the U.S. every year except for 2 of those, and they weren't even back-to-back years. But because of the way it's all reported, because of what gets the attention, everyone thinks it's the worst crime's ever been.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. It's the
absolutely.
Meme world.
Gang violence is almost non-existent anymore. Like it's a whole different world we live in. Don't let them get you scared out there. Say something.
Not in Haiti.
And look, I don't want to hear all this. I don't know how to talk to people. Man, don't be afraid to talk to people. Just say hello to somebody. Say hi.
Yeah.
If you like somebody, you feel like they're interesting, say, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Read it, Alex.
Oh, sorry. What did
I can't be reading all day.
It's like the niggas.
Thank you for not asking me to.
It's like the niggas that say stick to the G code, but the same niggas that will snitch later. Same Republicans that are same Republicans that are homophobic have a boyfriend on the low. Yeah, me thinks you doth protest too much.
Seriously,
Mr. Republican.
That's right. Them preachers be having gay meth head drug dealer boyfriends.
Yeah. What was that movie that we watched with Sterling K. Brown?
Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah, where he played the preacher guy.
Oh yeah.
It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, before we move out of this show, I want to play this last scene, right, John?
Okay, yeah.
Right there.
Oh, I want to play it with sound.
Son
of a bitch.
間もなくわしは事実無根の罪で弾劾されよ。その後、我が一族に対し戦線が布告されるであろう。わしは領地を欲してなどおらん。名を上げようとも思わぬ。
They be sitting crazy. Look how he's sitting. You know what I'm saying? Like wide open.
Those little camp stools that they sell now.
Yeah, but they always look uncomfortable in everything that they do.
Yeah, it's
like everything that they do looks wildly, including the shoes. You see the white dude, Andrew, you see him walking all
Right.
crazy and hurting his
Yeah.
like clearly them shoes is not good for you.
Yeah, he's not used to that shit. It's like when people in the military are at ease, but they still look uptight as shit. It's like you don't
Right.
look at ease at all.
This dude, even when Toranaga, when Toranaga be walking around, he look uncomfortable. He just be look like he holding his breath.
Right? Like he's sucking in his gut, flexing his chest. Yeah, this is in this scene, just to set up this scene real
太
quick.
后様のお世継ぎに
I'm-
ただ
we
なす恐れあらば
You can
必ず
we don't need to set up the scene. We're gonna play the scene. You can tell him about it.
お世継ぎをお守りいたす好天じゃ我が弟に火星を求める使いを送りその後大坂に攻め上って敵
Why does she have this face?
Because it's kind of bad.
Or
Because she just listened to her side piece get boned down all night.
Yeah, she might
maybe
just
I
be in a
guess
bad
I was just thinking,
mood.
maybe I was wondering if it's something maybe like to do with her family. Like, is there something up with his brother? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I think. Well,
I'm gonna let it run a little bit more.
敵を一掃いたす時は来たえいえい
God, his son can't even do this right.
that shit did give me a hype.
Hey,
Ooh, like yeah, fuck. I feel like I just
but-
dunked.
Bill, to your point from earlier, like the samurai even had a way they were supposed to poop.
what? Talk about
All
it.
right, I wasn't able to share it in here, but in our Instagram group chat, you can check it out. They're supposed to sit flat back, like fucking what's it called? Posture, all good,
Mhm.
with a sword right here, and their one leg propped up, and like imagine this is like sitting out, and they got another leg sitting on top of it, like evidently like. And by the way, the crazier part, it's
my.
evidently a much better way to shit.
Really?
Evidently, like it's better for you. Like you're not straining as much. Like they fucking did everything so much more formal.
Oh
And the crazy
my.
part is it usually worked.
Well, I
Yeah.
know how I'm shitting tonight. I'll update you guys.
I just
let you
want
know
this to
how.
be the main thing that somebody sees at some point during this.
When they come to, he's like, what are y'all talking about?
Oh my god.
So-
Okay. I just had an idea. You guys got to make this happen. That image, but instead of a sword, it's a lightsaber. Instead of a samurai gear,
T-shirt.
instead of samurai gear, it's some Star Wars armor, and it says "talking shit."
Oh, yes.
Ooh, I'm about to send that.
Yes.
Send me.
There you go.
You know what?
This
That's
is
your
why
next
they pay you
shirt.
the big bucks, Alan. Oh my gosh, that's great. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
forwarding this
That's
to you,
amazing.
Noah. If you're watching,
Yes, please. You have to make this up right now.
The
Yeah,
only thing I would say change is maybe, as usual, talking shit.
As usual, talking shit. Oh, and yes, yeah, because that's what we say.
I don't
And
know if
as
we will be
usual,
able to
yeah.
sell that on. I don't know. We'll just put shit. We'll just put the stars.
Yeah.
Because we won't be able to sell it on.
Yeah, no, you
The
just do
red
the
shirt.
you do,
Red
you know, you do like $,
Yeah,
ampersand.
asterisk, yeah,
Yeah.
all that good stuff. We'll
Anyway.
let Noah work out how it's gonna look. He's the artist. Athelia said Bill just gonna wake up at 3 a.m. to hear Alex chanting from the bathroom. Hey, hey, ooh!
Oh god,
Oh,
Ophelia's fucking on it, man.
Oh man, Athelia's the 7th Bantha, I think. Oh man, that was hilarious.
Lord of mercy.
But yeah, in that scene, this is after Toranaga gets the news of Sugiyama's death.
Good
And
job.
Toranaga realizes that his impeachment is inevitable, and he
start pronouncing the names right, like right at the end.
Yeah, the drunker I get, like the less self-conscious I feel about pronouncing it, and it just flows nice. I might still be pronouncing it wrong, but I'm saying it with confidence.
It's like when you've been playing billiards all night, and it's not until you're blackout drunk that you're actually sinking every shot.
It's like, how did I win $600 in billiards? But yeah, Toranaga realizes that his impeachment is inevitable and announces that he will invoke the Crimson Sky plan to protect Yachiyo and limit future bloodshed. Now, they explained earlier what Crimson Sky was, basically just kill everybody and now we run shit. And now you're the Shogun. But Toranaga basically alludes that he doesn't really want to do that because that causes a lot of death.
Does he though? Because he says, it seems like everything he does that. He says what he doesn't want. Like, I don't want it. And then he does. Oh, I want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Let's do it.
So you think it's just like to give the air of a benevolent?
I'm asking y'all. I'm posing the question.
I think he actually does not want to do this. I think he feels backed into a corner. And I think that, and I don't think he's wrong here, so the actual Taiko is the little kid. It's Ochibe's son. But he can't be Taiko until he's of age. And so I think it's just Toranaga is loyal to that kid, and he's loyal to what was set up with that. His thing is that he is very, very certain that if the Board of Regents or whatever keeps running the way it does, then they're going to screw over the kid, and that's the person he's trying to be loyal to. So while he doesn't want to be Shogun, I think he doesn't see any other way to make sure that kid and his legacy is secured unless he becomes Shogun.
Yeah, and it does feel kind of like oh man, like there was another comp to this whole situation. Oh yeah, of course I'm thinking about Dune. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna spoil Dune right now, but it does give me some sort of it does give me some lead them to paradise vibes with this last scene, where it's like, oh, we're about to go do some shit.
Just put it in the chat.
We get you're trying to make Dune Day happen. Okay?
Hey, may thy ninth chip and shatter.
I just put it in the chat. Does Toranaga want to be the Shogun? Does he really want to be the Shogun, or is he just putting on? Let me know in the chat.
Yeah, we got the poll going right now. Let us know.
Which I will say one thing. Toranaga says, so because they killed Homeboy and everything, I believe I will be falsely impeached. I don't think he's going to be falsely impeached. I think he's just going to be fucking impeached. Like,
yeah,
that was their plan all along, you know?
Well, he means falsely accused, I guess.
But again, that was the plan all along. The only difference is just like, okay, the whole thing was like, he's like, oh shit, well, you know what? I'll quit. So they can't do it right away. They'll have to get someone on. And they get this dude on. They're just going to do the same thing for old boy they just killed.
I think what he's saying is because he's being impeached because he's being accused of being a traitor. So I think what he's saying is I'm denying being a traitor, so therefore I'm falsely being impeached.
Yeah,
yes.
I just man. Either way. Yeah, it's exact. I mean, that's I think again another theme we see throughout this: the difference between the letter of the law and the spirit of the law. Toranaga's following the spirit; the regents are following the letter, but they're using the letter to get exactly what they want.
Athelius said in the chat, Kate, you're a man who you always go to. You're a man. You always go to war. We women are always at war because of y'all, Toranaga. So I should do Crimson Sky anyway. Yeah. I forgot about that conversation that she has with Toranaga.
Wait, hold on.
Hold on. No, he'd be like, hold on, I got an idea.
Wait, we just talked about this.
He said, hold on. I got an idea. I just thought about this. Why don't we do Crimson Sky?
Toranaga's sitting there, guys. I really don't want to do Crimson Sky. I don't think it's a good idea. But Mariko is saying that we got to do it. So I guess we're doing Crimson Sky. If I'm upset about it too, all y'all can thank Mariko for it.
He was really just like,
You didn't see that coming?
I'm gonna do this. But yeah, it was that was an interesting way to end the episode. We only got what 4 episodes left. 4 episodes left. Yeah, because we got 10. We got 10.
4 more episodes.
That bitch off.
Then it's all over. And then we're not getting a season 2 because this is a mini series. Like this is just based off the book. After the book's over, ain't no more story to tell.
Yeah, but bro, have you seen how thick that fucking book is?
She thick.
That book's like, it is not fucking.
So you think that there's a possibility that they don't cover the whole book in this first season?
I don't see how they could. Also, it's FX. They're gonna make the money. They're gonna keep making the money.
Hey, that's true. I mean,
now,
you gotta make that money.
They won't fuck it over like How I Met Your Mother or some other shit. Like they'll at least still have a good story going the entire time. But I want that money as long as I can.
So you're saying the book is thick enough for you to just take one of them read times, take some personal reading time, and drop trowel and drop a dude
the proper way.
Talking shit.
Before we move on, is there any activity on the Q&A that we got going on the channel?
I don't know. Maybe we'll leave it going.
Okay. We'll leave.
You do know it just says, does Toranaga want to be Shogun? And then the option is ask something.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, okay.
Well, it's down now.
I
wonder why it does that. Interesting.
Yeah, well, we'll figure that out. But on to the next topic of the evening. We're talking about X-Men 97. So like it seems like everybody's been loving this reboot, a continuation. Is that what you would call it? Or is it just what would you call it? A continuation?
I think continuation is the right word for it.
Okay, yeah, because it is like picking up where the last show left off, but it still feels very different. But anyway, this is one of the better.
We've said this before, but I still need a reboot of Reboot.
Oh yes, we need a reboot of Reboot so bad.
Reboot.
We got the technology to actually make it look good now.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking.
But yeah, like initial thoughts on this episode. What you guys?
We're gonna read these comments. We got to read.
Oh yeah, we got some comments in the chat. Athelia said that book is Jill Scott thick. Nice. Morgan said excellent episode of X-Men. I like where it's headed. I have to echo that, man. Like I'm really liking where it's going. As always, there's some cool, corny shit in there. But I love a little bit of cheese. I love my comic books with a little bit of cheese. So I really like this one. Athelia says, when Maddie asked Scott, "What's my name?" and he moaned, "Yeah." She's sorry. That was when Maddie asked Scott, "What's my name?" and he moaned, "Yeah," she slutted that boy out. That was an interesting moment of the episode. Sorry, we got another comment that came up while I was reading that. Has nothing to do with the alcohol that I've been drinking. Morgan said, I also heard that because of the success of X-Men, they are talking about doing the same thing with the 90s Spider-Man series. I'm here for it.
Which I've heard that one too.
That would be interesting. And we got a comment from the Drunk Banthas channel. The show is killing it, and it's got the right amount of adults without being weird. Yeah, for sure. It doesn't like
it's no Dan Snyder shit going on.
Yeah, it's nice, and
or maybe it is with that comment that Athelia's made.
Yeah, it's definitely got some maturity, but it doesn't feel like there's anything like questionable. Yeah, it seems like it's matured for the people who loved the cartoons when
you don't see a titty.
No titties. This is
Even though now Marvel's
And that's
got
why I hate
Shogun. I mean, Disney's got Shogun on Disney Plus now.
yeah, that's true. We watched Bad Boys on Disney Plus this weekend. That was interesting. But
yeah, in the 90s they would have had it all dubbed like you motherfucker.
But yeah, the initial thoughts. Did you give your initial thoughts on this episode? Or
Nigga, I just put it's in the chat.
You wrote it, remember?
You just read my initial thoughts.
Okay, yeah, that's right. It's in the chat. But yeah, this is episode 3, Fire Made Flesh. The X-Men take in.
Sounds like an episode name for like House of the Dragon.
Yeah, Fire Made Flesh. What is born could not be unbroken, or some shit. Like, yeah, they be saying shit like that.
I don't think that was something that they say, but it was good.
The X-Men.
Just watch. Now it's going to appear in season 2 of House of the Dragon. Fucking pulling straight from us, man.
It's like when I said Jesus tits, and when I came up with that, and then we all of a sudden heard it in fucking.
Oh yeah, Andy Belford.
True Blood.
Jesus.
Now I need a drink.
The X-Men take in the Gene lookalike, who Beast determines is the real Gene after some genetic science. Mr. Sinister Mr. Sinister contacts the other Gene, revealing her to be a clone he created before asserting control of her and turning her into the Goblin Queen. What do you guys think of this turn in the story? We got like glimpses. We already got the Goblin Queen in the Phoenix Saga Hellfire Club storyline in this cartoon. So I guess this is just some sort of reimagining or like reincarnation of that time in her life, that time where she was under that. She had that mindset, that psyche. But what did you guys think of the reintroduction of the Goblin Queen in this episode, Alan?
Great. And also the first time we've gotten Madeline Pryor, which is, canon. She is a comic book character, clone of Jean. It's the first time we've gotten her animated or live action. So it was cool seeing that too. I'm also just loving how, now, Bill, you're the one who binged through the original X-Men series, basically because like you hate yourself. So I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly, but it feels like this show is moving so much faster than that one did, and I'm here for it. I like that part.
This show is catching you up.
Pretty major
it's
events
like what
in
it's
3 episodes.
What it's doing is it's doing like they're trying to explain and catch people up who don't know nothing about this show from the 90s, and we're basically getting introductions to characters that we are super familiar with, but they're putting them out there quick so that we can get these other people caught up.
Right.
So now we can tell these stories without it seeming crazy, and then those people, if they feel like they need to, can go back and look up, watch the episodes on the original content.
Yeah, it's a nice faithful way to just like harken back.
What if I sounded like this all the time? Right? Crazy.
I'd just be confused.
Can you guys see this on the thing? Oh yeah, that's perfect. Look at that.
I believe in you. Don't fall in.
I'm just wanting to I just wanted to see if that worked so that I can
It sure worked.
so I can just do stuff like that. I was making sure it wasn't backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was mirrored, I'll have to change it.
Right.
And then, but I wouldn't change the setting. I would just write it backwards because I'm crazy.
It'll take a really long time, at least for me.
No, look, you write it and then you write it backwards. You trace it backwards on the other side of the card.
Smart.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Luckily, you don't have to do that.
I do have to pee though.
Oh, yeah. I'll let you go do your thing.
I'm taking my time.
Let's see what happens later on in the episode. So after the Goblin Queen reveals herself with her cool new costume, or old new costume. She kidnaps Nathan and hands him off to Sinister before subjecting the X-Men to horrific visions until the real Jean confronts her telepathically, during which the latter reminds her of their shared memories. Memories.
But by the way, like X-Men, you're going after a Jean Grey clone. How does it take so long for any of you to figure out this is just some genjutsu bullshit?
Right. Yeah.
You know?
It's like, is it your first time with a telepath? Come on.
I mean, right? Come on, guys. You're
Y'all
smart.
seen this
Well,
weird
you
shit
should be
before.
smarter than this.
To me, that's the part of the introducing characters and introducing powers, and like, you know, we know
Right.
that, but some kid who ain't never watched this shit before, who's 12 or 10,
Right.
he's learning all this shit for the first time.
And to your point, one thing that they've been doing, and we didn't really mention it too much in the last episode, but they're introducing a lot of characters through Morph. Last episode, we got Archangel and Blob, which, by the way, I love what they did with Blob's powers, where Morph's basically a giant trampoline.
Yeah, that was rad.
And then in this one, we get Magic, and when Goblin Queen gets in Morph's head, we get the dark version of Magic. Like, they were just doing some really cool, smart thing. I mean, we even get a callback to Morph in the original series when he's controlled by Sinister. I've been really loving just those little, hey, fans, it's a small thing, but here you go, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I really like the inclusion of Magic. I'm low-key like a big fan of that character, and I'll just seeing her in anything outside of a comic book, I was like, oh shit.
Agreed. Also, here's a quick question for you. Is Morph a stronger shapeshifter than Mystique? Because I don't remember Mystique making weapons like Morph is. Morph made Magic Sword, and it was at least strong enough that no one that was fighting him broke through it.
Yeah, that is a good question. I would like to see what the power level is on those two, because I've never seen her do anything that extreme. It's just mainly just changing clothes and skin.
Yeah. I mean, Morph, even in the last episode when he became Archangel and he could not only extend the wings out, he could use them to fly.
Right. Yeah, because if Mystique changes, she doesn't like replicate people's powers. She just,
Yeah.
We all saw her change into Wolverine and get her claws knocked off in the first X-Men movie. Not comic book accurate, not the best like one-to-one
which I mean, like, just imagining like 3 extra fingers just getting flopped onto the fucking ground there.
Well, that would be wild if like that's like when she changed back into herself, she was just missing.
She's got it like
she's like, oh fuck.
But that also, and now when I said it, took me a second to realize, like, and I think Marcus is right there. He is copying the powers, because the other part is it wasn't just so. Oh, there it is. The next one. Yeah, I never read those fucking cards in the end credits. Even said so in his card on the end credits there. But yeah, so what was making me go to that was just, so not only did he become Archangel and fly around, he flew around while holding Wolverine, who weighs so much fucking more because of the adamantium.
Oh yeah, that's right. He probably weighs like 800 pounds.
Right? Let's see if we can find that.
Yeah, how much does Logan weigh with the adamantium? These are the questions that like fucking Jason Lee would ask Stan Lee at the mall. But yeah, like I
this is insane. Only 300 pounds.
Damn, really? That seems like
no, adamantium has to be a little light, right?
I guess it has to be a lightweight metal.
Without the adamantium skeleton, 195.
Jeez, really? He's a little baby boy.
I mean,
he's a very tiny man.
Yeah, he is tiny.
I saw a really cool short a while back on what if Wolverine had vibranium on his bones, and it was actually a really cool. It was a really cool thing that they dove into, just getting into the Marvel physics of it all.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was a kid, I thought that Captain America's shield was made of adamantium, not vibranium. So
I don't know. It might have been back then, man.
It might have been back then. I think it was back then.
They just like changed it recently because of like movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. Here, let's see what happens next after we get some baby kidnapping.
Yeah, we're in the fun part. The baby kidnaps.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I was gonna ask you what you guys think of the telepathy battle, because I thought, like, we see a lot of like telepathy battles in movies and stuff like this, especially in X-Men. But I thought this was just like really well displayed. Like, it's not like shooting laser beams from one another's heads at each other. Like, it was very
freaking laser beams.
Freaking laser beams from their heads. Yeah,
That was a good evil.
Oh, thank you. But I liked how just like conceptual this was and how cerebral this was. What did you think of the visuals in this scene, Alan?
So I loved them. I thought it was fantastic. And by the way, when I was saying earlier, like, come on, X-Men, you should have really seen it was the genjutsu. I wasn't saying, I didn't mean like, so it should have just been nothing. Because that's the thing. Even if it's all in your head, like, it's still so realistic that it can hurt you. Mm-hmm. What I meant by that part was literally just like, really? You really think you're in hell? You're not just sitting there like, well, fuck. Open your mind. You're not just sitting there like, shit, Pryor's got us. How are we going to get out? That was the only part where I was like, come on, guys. But yeah, the thing is, it's a strong telepath is that strong. They can hold on to you. And I mean, shit, in the what is it? The Old Man Logan comics, a combination of Mysterio and some telepaths
Almost there.
get Logan to kill all the X-Men. Like, there's ways that a telepath can just be the strongest fighter, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, sorry, were you about to say something?
I was just going to say, also remember the Jean Greys are also telekinetics. So while they're doing that, they can be like throwing shit at you too.
Yeah, that's what makes her a big boss, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Jean is like, she can do everything that Xavier can do, but also she could, like, turn you inside out if she wants to with her brain.
Yeah.
She's low key the most. Is she the most powerful mutant?
No.
Technically, yes, but that's it depends
Are you
on when
thinking regular her or Phoenix her?
it depends on when you're talking about,
Yeah.
but because at some points in the comics they're like, yeah, she's the most powerful mutant on the planet, and then there's times where Professor X freezes the whole planet, and then there's other times
Right.
where we have to remember there's apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's always apocalypse. Fucking apocalypse. Yeah, and yeah, obviously her as Phoenix is probably just like, she could destroy planets as Phoenix, so that's probably her.
But I mean,
her
like,
most powerful.
At a certain point, Cyclops, Magic, Colossus, and I forget who else were also Phoenix. I mean, like, Phoenix is taking over a lot of fucking people.
Yeah, she gets around. Phoenix gets around.
Yeah, she a hoe.
And then later, speaking of power levels, because I really liked the fight scene between Jean and Magneto, because Magneto is seen as he's an Omega level mutant. We get to see him do a lot of really cool shit. We got to see him totally own everybody in episode 1. So it was really cool seeing Jean be like, yeah, you control metal, but I control everything.
What
did you think of this fight scene between Magneto and Jean?
I loved it. So first off, I'm assuming everyone watching knows what this is, but in case you don't, an Omega level mutant, what that means is their power, or if they have multiple, at least one of their powers, there's no upper limit. It can never, like, they can never stop. Like, they can always grow stronger. So Jean, because of her telepathy and telekinesis, like, there's no limit to that. So that's why she's one. Magneto the same way, because it's not just the metal, it's literally the electromagnetic spectrum he has control over. There's a lot of Omega level mutants, but when you see two of them fight, dude, it's fucking cool. And that's what that was. And I think they did a very good job of it too, showing how not only is it this all out, like, well, someone gonna die, but
yeah,
they were just like, they were moving, even just like they were moving quickly. Like, hey, metal, and she's like, hey, telekinesis, and just back and forth, and it was just like, damn.
Yeah, it was like really creative, like kind of in the same way that like the Dumbledore and He Who Shall Not Be Named.
God, you're such a nerd.
Fight. Hey, I'm a pretty big nerd. But just like the thing that was so interesting about that fight, and the reason people talk about it so much, is because of the creativity behind it. Because the fight scene's like maybe 90 seconds long, but just like how creative you could see the two players figure out how to one up each other is just super, super interesting. My girl.
Give us a boy, you brimstone clone.
Brimstone clone. He wrote that before he walked in.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's fuck Wolverine. Oh god. But even just like the fact that like, so like there's one scene where it looks like Magneto's about to get hit with the telekinesis metal throw, and it's like, bitch, he doesn't have to see it. He senses all of it. It was just, it was awesome. I was very happy.
Yeah, super rad fight. It's kind of like that scene from Dark Phoenix, but good. Where Jean and Magneto fight each other.
You guys mentioned
magic.
What?
Magic.
Our girl.
No,
Ileana.
Well, no. What I was saying is you mentioned Colossus.
Yep.
And so I wanted to bring up
in the comics. In the comics, he at one point was one of the Phoenix with her.
Really?
So in Avengers versus X-Men, Tony Stark thinks he's come up with a way to destroy Phoenix, and the X-Men are like, no, you can't do that. We've got Hope here. She can control Phoenix. And they're like, are you out of your goddamn mind? So they try attacking Phoenix, and it splits into 5. One goes into Cyclops. Yep.
Right.
And
so I actually have X-Men versus Avengers, and I just haven't finished it yet. So
oh my god, it's so fucked up. If you thought you hated Cyclops before, get ready.
I heard that that's one of the more interesting Cyclops stories. Like he's got some depth. He's got some there.
Absolute power absolutely corrupts. Absolutely.
Oh man, I can't. Yeah, I'm not. I was about to nerd out on live action fan casting of X-Men, but we can't go down that road. But Cyclops.
So, Bill, did you want to talk about magic? You brought her up. Also, she's Colossus's sister.
Yeah, I think that was the main reason he brought her up, is because Ileana.
Well, it's because I was gonna play this goddamn clip.
I want you to fight for me. Yes, my queen. I am power.
And like so many X-Men, there's a time when she goes bad, and Morph, when she's like, Morph, you're gonna fight for me. Morph's like, dope. But I kind of like my costume, so I'm just gonna keep that going. I put a lot of work into this cosplay, so I'm just gonna repurpose it.
I do like that as just like the OG, like that is the OG standard. If you join the X-Men, this is the costume you get.
Right?
Like with the yellow down the middle. I was like, I really like that.
I was upset that we didn't get enough Mr. Sinister. He has like a lot of powers that we could have seen more of, but I mean, they did do what he basically does in the first series, which is just get shot and leave.
Yeah,
we got to go.
Yeah, he's just mainly there to be creepy and do weird, unsettling shit.
Oh, what's up, Movie Files?
Movie Files, friend of the show.
Movie Files is here.
The first one you pulled up was Movie Files.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Movie Files is in the chat. Anyway.
Impossible. You stay away from
Dude, Sinister's such a great bad guy.
Yeah. Mainly because he's so sinister.
By the way, in the comics, they made Sinister a femboy.
Oh, really? Oh, recently?
Yeah.
I mean, he was always kind of androgynous.
3-4 years ago. No. He was straight up like, okay, girl.
Oh,
It actually worked really well. It was really fucking hilarious.
I can see that working really well, honestly. I now want to read that comic.
It's the House of X, Sword of X. Read House of X, and that's where that's the beginning of it because they form a new island nation.
Okay, yeah.
It won't let me put "Are you fucking with Cyclops?" But in the chat, the poll is: do you like Cyclops in this series? Do you like Cyclops? Go ahead and vote. Because he used to get a lot of shit in the last series, you know what I mean? And I mean, do you
and the movies?
Do you like him more than this one? I mean, more in this one than the others, Jeff?
No, I'm sorry. Cyclops is he's too rigid. In every iteration of Cyclops, he's too fucking, with the exception of X-Men Gold and X-Men Blue. But Cyclops is just too like, it's funny because he's the X-Men version of Magneto. He's got his beliefs. He's going to stick to them. Fuck everyone. No compromise. And as a result, he's a shitty fucking leader. He can't adapt as well as the others. Like he can adapt in the middle of a fight, but when one of his teammates, or I guess in his mind, one of his subordinates disagrees with him, he fucking loses it. He can't deal. And he's shown those exact same tendencies in the first couple episodes of this.
I do think that I've always liked Cyclops, but in the Cyclops stories that I've read, or at least the ones that I remember as a kid, I always saw him more as the way Captain America is displayed in the MCU movies. Because I thought that, like, again, like Captain America is another one of those characters who's just like super boring and rigid in a lot of different stories. But every once in a while, it's like, but there is like a cool grandpa vibe in there that you can kind of dig out. So like if they were to like make like a MCU X-Men movie, I'm sure that's coming down the pike. I would love it if they made Cyclops a little bit more like Steve Rogers than say, and like most of than the Cyclops in this show, because I don't really care for him in this show either. Athela says, I like Cyclops when the writers don't make him annoying. He's cool in this. I think he's got some cool moments. I think there's some moments where he's doing some try hard shit. Like there's a couple moments where he's like posing and shit in the first episode. Or I was like, okay, y'all are trying to make Cyclops the shit right now.
I punch out of an airplane. Come on, fuck you.
That was their Cyclops is cool again moment.
That was their trying to show that Cyclops can be stupid OP, but it just didn't work. One of the best ways I've ever seen it in a comic book was a sentinel comes to the house, and like even Wolverine's trying to like take him down and shit, and nothing. And Cyclops is just like, get out of my fucking way. And the next 2 pages, there's like Cyclops in the corner, and it's just red.
Right, yeah.
And it's like, fuck. It's awesome.
Another moment I remember as a kid. Another moment I remember as a kid in the comics is, I'm blanking on the name now, but when Magneto and Xavier like formed to be one being.
Oh yeah, that thing was messed up.
Yeah, there's like one panel where Cyclops takes off his visors, and like that's the only thing that could harm that creature at the time after like so many people had tried. I was like, fuck, Cyclops is the shit. Like that was one of my favorites. Onslaught, yes.
Yeah.
Dude. But yeah. So now we got a clip of old sad Cyclops from the 90s.
Check this shit out.
Gene! Gene! Gene!
This is amazing.
Gene!
This is my new favorite episode.
Hey, this motherfucker say Gene so much. And you know what? I was, like I said, I rewatched it recently, and I was rewatching it, and I was just like, oh my God, this dude will not stop saying Gene. This nigga say Gene at least 3-4 episodes. And we got more.
Gene! 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 Gene!
They snuck you up. They
Snuck it over.
Hey, and I've watched this already, and let me just tell you, they don't repeat any of it.
Gene! 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 Gene!
Gene.
Gene! Gene!
I just noticed. Well, hold on. I did just notice this, and it does relate to what we've been talking about. In one of these, Gene doesn't have a face.
Gene?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, yeah.
With the bad hairdo.
Cutting
Which
down
is
on the
just,
animation.
or because it does happen in the comic books, what we saw this week, which is that Jean doesn't have any memories when she becomes whatever
Madeline
Pryor.
Mm.
So like Madeline Pryor is the one that actually doesn't have any memories in the comic book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, because
and all her memories have her with a blank face.
Yeah.
But they use that in this episode, and they used it in the television show.
Oh, that's cool.
Because this is during the Dark Phoenix era. It's just, they used to use subtle things in the cartoon to be like, hey, I know we didn't do this, but just to show you, we do know about this.
Right.
Like, hey, this is Deadpool,
right. Kind of like with the magic thing in the new episode where it's like, oh, here's Ileana.
Right.
She's not in this show, but
or is she? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, right.
Because they're using it, making you realize, like, oh, Morph has at least seen this person.
Right. She
Right?
definitely exists in this world. Yeah.
Gene! Gene! Gene!
It just keeps going. I love it.
Anyway, I'm done.
Oh.
I might play it again later. I don't know.
What happens toward the end of this episode? Yeah, the Morph leads to no. We already talked about the fight between the.
Forgot about Cable, baby Cable.
Yeah. Morph leads.
Babel.
I'm with it.
They like you showed in the clip earlier. What's his name? Nathan is in this techno-organic back to tank, basically, that's giving him a virus. And Sinister is under the belief that it will turn him into the ultimate mutant. Free of Sinister's control, the clone turns on him, but Nathan is gravely ill. The clone and Cyclops task Bishop with taking Nathan to the future in hopes of finding a cure there. What did you guys think of this?
My father, I won't abandon my son.
We said we'd give him the best possible future. It's what we promised.
Don't any of you know how it feels to be abandoned? I won't have him feel.
That's literally all the X-Men, dumbass. That's like half the people standing in that fucking room with you.
Yeah, this is another one of those moments where
Can we
Cyclops just put it on a little bit.
Before we move on to how stupid Cyclops is,
yeah,
can we talk about this animation and how fucking dope it looks right here? I mean, the goddamn baby is breathing.
It's
well, if he doesn't, the story ends
talking
real
about
quick.
the fogging of the fogging of the
mask.
The mask.
Oh,
yeah, it's good. Like
that's crazy.
I do like the animation in this, and it's funny. I don't think that we talked about this on our last episode, but I've seen a lot of comments out in the ether where people were like, "It looks just like the old show." It's like, no, it does not. It doesn't look like the old show at all.
I think what they're talking about is the costumes.
Yeah. The character design is still like the same.
I think that's what they're talking about, not necessarily like the animation. I mean, everybody does more rounds than they do straights these days.
Well,
there's no edge to nothing no more. So, and they're not trying to recreate Jim Lee's creation. His style. They're just trying to stick to the source material for this cartoon.
Right. Yeah. It
Agreed.
doesn't look bad, but I'm just like,
You didn't say it. I was just
So
responding to the nerds.
okay, so the way I look at it is it is a lot like the original series with more depth. Look at the shadow playing in here. If you were to look at this in the original series, like even just that little extra coming off a Jean right under the sleeve, that wouldn't have been in there. You might have had just like the whole bottom is one straight line. You wouldn't have the fireflies like so distinctly in front of her while also moving. It's the depth that makes this so different. The animation style, at least.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, like the definitely a lot of care put into
Y'all
this.
want to talk about this scene? Let me play what she says here, because this was an emotional scene.
Yeah, I mean, how lucky are they? They don't have to raise the kid. Fucking dope.
Oh, I gotta mute it.
Perfect, my baby. No, and there's something wrong, but you are scared. Were you asked?
Sorry.
There'll be days when you're lonely or scared, where you ask yourself why we did this. There's something wrong, but you are perfect, my baby. No, in our time here, we thought about you endlessly. How your voice would sound, your laughter, how you'd smile. We love you so much, Nathan. Owe you nothing less than the best possible future.
I like the idea that she's like mind to minding with the baby, but it still doesn't know what any of those fucking words mean. Like,
yeah,
what?
but I think the idea is she's a psychic, and so
no. Yeah.
No, I'm saying, hold on. I think that it's the idea is that it'll be like kind of in his mind for the rest of his life.
100%. I just think it's a funny thought to think that she's doing that. And it's just like
definitely. Because I mean, no, he definitely don't know what the fuck she's saying right there.
Right. Yeah.
He's just like, girl, you talk funny.
It's an interesting idea because she's speaking to him telepathically, so maybe she's just conveying these emotions so he feels all the things that she's saying to him. But it's also,
and, he'll get older and hear it.
We've also seen in the past in movies, TV shows, and the comics where there's like basically a it's a telepathic time bomb, but instead of like, hey, you're gonna go berserk now, it's like, hey, you're loved.
Know that you are loved.
Know that you are loved. It even made me think about
if
another.
We keep saying that, people gonna think we really. People gonna think we really in a cult.
They're gonna think we got a real different podcast going.
Know that you are loved.
But it did make me think of this other movie that I saw about a sentient baby, and it made me kind of think about
aren't all babies sentient?
Or sorry, no, fully aware.
Nigga, who are you talking about? What are you talking
about? I was talking about Dune 2, where the baby.
You motherfucker.
I'm just saying you didn't land it. Let's just know what you're talking about, so I know.
Okay. But
which did you get the connection? Who's sentient baby in Dune 2?
Sentient baby in Dune 2.
Who's the actress that is his baby? Who's the baby actress?
Oh yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy.
And she's also
magic.
Boom, there it is. Brought it back together.
That's right. I forgot. She was in Magic in the New Mutants. That terrible movie.
Oh, you know what, Alex?
You're so wrong.
I'm glad that you said that. So glad that you said that, because last week I told Jeff that he was wrong about Sunspot. His name is Sunspot.
Oh, it is Sunspot?
Yeah, it is Sunspot, and he was also in the New Mutants.
Also in a great movie, yeah.
Did you like New Mutants?
I fucking loved it.
I'm just asking because I didn't get a chance to see it, and I just never even known where it is available to watch. But
wait, is it actually a good movie? I've never seen it.
You seriously haven't? Okay,
no, I've never seen it.
Bro, okay, so it's It's X-Men
Mhm.
without the actual X-Men though. So already like, hey, it's a lot of people I don't think liked it because of that. Now some people are trying to say that it's a horror movie.
They are X-Men though.
They
I mean,
are, but
they're
it's
just
not the
not
X-Men that
X-Men yet, I
everyone's
guess.
exactly. So it's an X-Men contained movie. A lot of people said it was a horror movie. It's not. It's got a lot of horror aspects, and it is a thriller and suspense movie. It was honestly really good, I think.
Yeah. Well, now
Check
I
it
have
out.
to watch it. I mean, I'll
No, we'll
honestly
watch it
watch
because we need
anything.
episodes where we don't have to do live, and yeah, we can just dump that on, in the holidays and shit.
You can watch it on Disney Plus.
No, I'm just saying we can use it.
Yeah.
we can watch it and put it on.
Yeah,
we can watch all those shitty ones.
Now
all those shitty movies that we didn't watch.
I might be wrong, but I think that 9 hates it. So let's get some more opinions in here.
Content. I've got content-itis.
Athena said in the chat, Alex be like, there's a baby in this. You know what else had a baby? Dune 2. Lisa Nagaev. Yeah, that's unfortunately just my mindset right now.
May his baby chip and shatter.
Techno-organic virus, it makes sense. My only
leads back to Arrakis.
My only issue with it was so by the way, Marcus says the virus looks like that same virus that helped them in the original series, the one that turned into the rogue virus and helped fight the big one. And Film Age says, yeah, New Mutants was whack but had cool moments. And those cool moments were called the entire movie. So
yeah, Morgan, you're absolutely right. That's where they're going with this for sure.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting how they turn that around in the time-wise stuff. But Alan, sorry.
Yes.
Go ahead.
My one thing was just I was surprised that they had Sinister infect Cable instead of Apocalypse, and I just don't know how I feel about it yet because it comes. I mean, both of them are evil, and it makes sense with Sinister's powers and what he does with everything. It's just it gives Apocalypse, Cable, Cyclops, and Jean so much story that he's the one that infects Cable, So I'm just interested to see how they play it.
It also is connecting the dots from the first season, like the first season 1 and 2, because it was never explained as to why this dude is like obsessed with them, and we never got to really explore it more because it ended. But yeah, to your point, it was really good to go that direction because you don't want to bring in Apocalypse this early either.
It's so early to bring him in.
Yeah, and Sinister works with Apocalypse a lot, so it still could have that connective.
And I'm glad they didn't because I lost my voice and I can't do Apocalypse impersonation.
You got an Apocalypse impersonation. That's like doing a Michael Clark Duncan impersonation.
Alex, first of all, don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Nice.
But by the way, quick side note, I was wrong. It wasn't a full 2 pages, but it's still pretty fucking iconic when Cyclops takes off his goggles.
Yeah.
And then
Remember Adam
look at how that's blown out.
Remember Adam showed us this comic. He was like, no, they be making him look like a bitch. This is what he can do.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, chill, man, chill.
That's the thing. Cyclops' eyes are actually basically portals to another dimension that's just chock full of photon energy. And whenever he, shoots, he lets it out. And also, by the way,
sorry,
he doesn't need the fucking.
He shoots, he lets it out.
He shouldn't. All right, yeah. He shouldn't need the visor, except when he was a kid, he got hit in the fucking head, so now he just doesn't know how to control it anymore.
Damn, yeah.
Because that's why his brother Havoc and their other brother can control theirs.
Can't you just hit him in the head?
They didn't get hit in the head. Yes, there's a Fred Flintstone rules where
it hasn't worked yet.
You knock him over the head, you can go back to the water buffalo meeting.
That's not science.
But any final thoughts on this episode before we move on to our final
it was
subject
beautiful
of the night?
It was awesome. It was beautiful.
It was pretty. It was awesome. It was pretty awesome. But I guess it's sorry.
Just a question. So we got our Sinister and we got our powerless Storm. Oh wait, no, because never mind. They showed it at the end that Forge is going to help her get her powers back. Never mind.
Oh no, yeah, that's a good thing to bring up. Yeah, at the end we get Forge meeting up with Storm, and
clips of that.
That's fine. We just talk about it.
I was just going to say, do you guys think Storm's going to go to Sinister to help get her powers back? But no, it's Forge, not Sinister.
Yeah, I'll be interested because I'm not familiar with this storyline in the comics, but I'll be interested to see how that plays out and how Forge is going to help Storm get her powers. Do you get this thing is going to be like a psychological thing where, you know, like Spider-Man 2 where he just has to get over himself, or is it going to be like a science magic thing?
No, I don't think she needs to take Weapon X Viagra. I think she actually lost her powers, and I think because that's the entire point. Forge works with machines. Forge loves machines. Forge fucking hates people. So
also in the comic book, apparently Forge created the gun that
stole the powers.
Storm her powers.
Okay.
So
I like Forge.
Maybe that's what we find out in this one.
That he made the gun that the good dude had.
Yeah, but also in the comic book, they become a thing. They fall in love.
Yeah, Storm gets it pretty good in a lot of different parts of the comic. There's a Deadpool comic where she's fucking Wolverine.
Damn.
Yeah, really? No, there's that did that in the Days of Future Past. They did it another timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I gotta get myself this one.
Bro, I just thought of something. What if in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, like they cut to a world where it's just them walking through one of these animated worlds?
Oh, that'd be cool.
I could see them doing that.
I can see them doing anything and everything with that new Deadpool movie. I haven't
watched dude, the new trailers out.
I haven't watched any of the trailers.
Don't.
We don't watch trailers.
Yeah.
But
we don't watch trailers except for every Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific time on the Bantha Bunch show. With your boy
there's already a lot of really cool cameos, and they're holding a good amount of them back from us.
Yeah, like obviously, yeah.
They played Cable's music for this movie. I mean, for this episode,
right?
He was a baby. They played that little.
Okay, that's his theme.
Yeah, that's the theme music when they show Cable.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't tweak that because
I didn't
rewatch that. Yeah, guys, let us know what you thought of this episode of X-Men 97. Are you guys excited about how the rest of this series is going to play out? Are you excited? Are you happy about the way things have turned out so far? And also let us know in the poll whether you think Cyclops is worth shit or not. But we're going to move on to our last topic of the night. We're going to be talking about...
Seriously, it's embarrassing if no one answers the question.
We're talking about that impregnable little teenager.
Give me 10 good men and I'll impregnate the bitch.
Guys, we're talking about episode 7 of Invincible, and this is kind of bittersweet because honestly, we only got one more episode left, and I'm mad at the world because I just want more.
It's almost like nothing has happened.
It's almost as if nothing has happened. But so much has happened, like, especially in this episode, and especially to Mark. He's having a really rough day. But before we get into the nitty gritty, what were your initial thoughts on this episode, Alan?
I was pissed because we only have one more. That was honest to God my thought. I was just like, God damn it, I need more than just one more fucking episode. Anyway, but it was interesting because this one, and I think I said this in the last one and the one before too. It's interesting because it feels like 2 episodes. It feels like you got the episode with just Mark and all his and all the background, dealing with being a person shit, and then you got a Viltrum bitch. And it takes a hard left, which is interesting because they also connect the stories so well. They're doing a really great job in the second half of the season connecting 2 disparate stories. And God, I just wish the episodes were longer. I wish we had the season was longer. I'm loving every part of it.
I wish they hadn't broken this season down, like broken this season up.
That was a terrible
up.
idea.
They broke it up too long. Like it was way too long.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you bring it back during March Madness when it's gonna get the worst ratings.
Yeah.
If you're gonna break a season apart like that, it's got to be 12 to 16 episodes. Like you can't do an 8-episode season broken apart 4 and 4. That just does. You're getting what we're getting now.
Yeah. I honestly would like to. I personally think that they had this release date timed out, and they were committed to that, and they were like, "Oh, I don't think we're really going to have everything done in time." And they're like, "We might be able to, though." And then like October rolled around, and they were like, "Okay, we're gonna have to split this up," because we heard nothing about them splitting the seasons up until
they were splitting the seasons.
Yeah, until they were splitting the seasons up. So I think that was a very much last minute decision.
Was it this episode or the last one where they're talking about like, yeah, man, animation's so much harder. It
was this one.
Which, dude, they're pulling this meta shit, and the thing is, like, typically meta's tacky and stupid. But they keep doing it, and I just keep fucking laughing.
Yeah, Robert Kirkman he's the king of meta. He turned the zombie genre on its head with Walking Dead, and he's doing the same thing with Invincible, with all the superhero tropes. And I remember reading this issue of the comics when they're talking about how comics cut corners for like all these different reasons. And I remember reading it, I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Like I remember it was like, what? Like I'm trying to figure out what was happening with Nolan and the Viltrumites. Like I like, so when I came upon this issue, I was honestly kind of pissed. I was like, what are you doing to me? Right. But I can imagine like, reading this month to month, and then when you get this month's issue and it's just Robert Kirkman talking to Mark Grayson. Because to your point, this is paced a lot better, where like all these stories are converging a lot faster, and we're getting a lot more meat of the main plot a lot faster.
Which for reference, the literal last part of this episode into the next episode, that's like issue 30. It's insane. It's so that's another thing we go over. The show's so much better paced.
Okay. Well, I want to talk about the rest of the heroes in this show.
Oh yeah, the Guardians. How the Guardians of the Globe doing?
How are they doing? It seems like they're okay, but they're not like confident.
Yeah.
Like we start this episode with Rexplode just getting his ass whooped, but eventually coming out on top because Mark comes out and helps him. But
Octobus.
Right.
But as soon as I saw Octobus, I thought about when you said it's like Monster of the Week in the comics, and that's what I was hoping to get more. We get more of this season.
Which Octobus is issue 25, by the way. That's before Mark ever goes to Thraxa.
Right. Oh, yeah. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Alex. Like they are moving ahead and back and forth a little bit more than you know what I'm saying, like where it was in the comic book as far as what things align. They are jumping back and forth quite a bit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like there's like some parts that happened in like issue 69.
No, I'm not blaming. Look, I wasn't challenging. As a new TV thing I found out, I say your name, and then you talk. And then I say, like, you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying, and then you go.
Oh, okay.
It's TV.
Yeah.
So TV Bulletproof is praying because it was just Easter.
I think he's praying because he thinks, I don't want to die with these people.
He Bulletproof. He's fine.
Yeah, okay. I did like this.
Let's do the lineup. Yeah. You got a guy who's supposed to be a genius, but the best idea he could come up with was to make himself a new body with DNA he stole from a coworker, so he could date a different coworker who currently does not want to date him. That same chick gets younger each time she uses her powers and doesn't seem to care she's gonna be eating strained carrots before too long. Our leader's a guy who's so old he shits dust and his boss
Get
is a
him.
suit who sacrifices all in a second to save white America.
Get
Then
him.
there's the girl who broke all her bones trying to explode someone from the inside out. Which is
Okay, so pause this real
fucked up.
quick.
Which is
The pyromaniac
Which is
who's going through some
fucked
heavy
up.
personal shit after he traded half his brain for a bullet. And finally, whatever the hell Shapesmith is.
Here I am.
Ha, got him.
It's funny.
Bro.
I like the scene with who's the shrinky person who's basically
Shrink Ray.
Ant-Man. Shrink Ray. I liked the physics of that and showing that she broke out every bone in her body because there was all these memes that came out when
Inside
Infinity War came out. They were like, why doesn't Ant-Man just crawl up Thanos' ass and then grow to Giant Man and turn and explode him? It's like, well, because he would probably explode, like break every bone in his body.
No, the reason she broke every bone in her body was because dude squeezed her, right?
Right.
So all Thanos would have to do is squeeze his booty hole.
Right.
Just-
He's
and
like
then-
So
9
what
foot
I'm hearing
alien.
is
This is just a dude from Earth.
Yeah, this is some guy.
This is some
so what
guy.
I'm hearing is if Thanos could anal kegel as well as that guy can swallow, Ant-Man's fucked.
Right. If his throat,
Absolutely.
if Thanos' ass game is as strong as this dude's throat game.
Mhm. I was gonna say point out. I was gonna say point out the next one too, because God, he's so right on the next comment as well.
Thelia said, "Bro, with the braids is right. They sorry as fuck." Athelius also said the amount of white boys in this fan base that got offended by him saying "white America" is so corny. Oh man, was white America up in arms after this? After that comment,
We had a meeting.
Hold on, hold on.
The pyromaniac who's going through some heavy personal shit after he traded half his brain for a bullet. And finally, whatever the hell Shapesmith is. You're bald. And here was Samson's whole
You're
thing.
bald.
Okay, first, you're bald. And here was Samson's whole thing. And second, if you think we're the best superhero team on the planet, that head thing is secondary to your messed up judgment.
I had hair when I picked the name. But you're right. We're not the best superhero team on the planet. We're a family.
Oh, really?
And like any family, we're all messed up in our own unique way.
Shit, speak for yourself.
But we're unbreakable when it counts. That's what makes us the best. You're new, so you just don't get it yet.
What? No!
Yeah, I did think that was like pretty interesting character moment because Samson gets to show his flex as the leader. He's like, hey, you take some time. We're all damaged ducks here. We're all here to serve this purpose of serving the greater
And
good.
he has a lot of fucked up shit going on. Like it's crazy that he is gonna sit here.
Oh,
and,
bulletproof, yeah.
Right.
Or he hasn't gone. Well, I don't want to spoil nothing, but he hasn't gone through the things that he will go through yet.
Yeah. No. This moment.
I mean,
actually
maybe
gives
that's an
me-
excuse, is what I'm saying.
No,
I
this
think
moment.
that if he's where he is, he had to have gone through that shit. Actually,
Yeah, I think
I
that
just
this
don't think
moment.
they've shown it yet.
I feel like this scene gives me hope that they're actually going to flesh out Bulletproof because honestly, Bulletproof does have a long story. We're not going to get into what happens with him later on, but it is interesting that
I will say that he does have to replace Mark at one point.
Yeah, he does have to replace Mark at some point.
But
When you realize he's wearing Mark's first the costume Art tried to sell Mark in the first episode, makes it even funnier.
Yeah, right. And Bulletproof was actually the original name for the Invincible comic book. Nerd facts. But but I do like
I need a nerd facts button.
I do like this scene basically just sort of tease up the fact that we will get more from his character later. Because honestly, you could cut out Bulletproof for most of this, especially how they're just consolidating a lot of storylines. You could take out a lot of stuff that goes on with him. But I feel like they're really going to dive into that, which I really, really fucking dig. So yeah, guys, look out for more Bulletproof storylines, it's gonna get weird.
Yes. And I agree.
I'll-
And I think that you're right that they absolutely should not cut out bulletproof storylines.
Before you continue,
Without spoiling things, just saying it gets good.
before we move on, the poll, I'm about to end it. Do you like Cyclops? 60% yes.
60% yes.
40% no.
Huh. That's always interesting when the majority's wrong.
Oh man, yeah, guys, thanks so much for voting. Yeah, it looks like Cyclops is cool now. The votes have it.
Yeah, this is the termination from the entire world's opinion right here
Well,
at the Drunk Banthas.
If the rest of the world wanted to say it, they could have fucking joined in. They know it's the same time every week. That's on the rest of the world. It's not on us.
Rat.
Let's talk about Donald for a little bit because he discovers that he has
Trump?
died numerous times. Oh yeah, of course, Donald Trump.
Glover?
Donald Glover Trump. Man, there's so many Donalds in the zeitgeist right now. Donald discovers that he has died numerous times and that he is that the original Donald ordered the memories to be erased. Nonetheless, he later overcomes the trauma while discussing the situation with Rick and convincing him not to commit suicide. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I thought this was an interesting scene between Rick and Donald, and just like a story, but with him coming to terms with his humanity. Because a lot of this was in the comics, a lot of it wasn't. Alan, what did you think of this dynamic between Donald and Rick and just humanity and the Blade Runner of it all?
So first, I think it was Bill who called it multiple dead Ronalds, and I did like how, yeah, he came to terms with it. I liked how he decided this round he's not going to forget his memories. He doesn't want to forget that, like, that he has died. Like, by the way, that montage of him dying was so fucking funny, and I forget it was Adventure Brothers. I wish they had done Adventure Brothers, where there was just one of him asleep, and it's just like carbon monoxide. It's a silent killer,
right? Yeah,
it's so fucking great. But it made me really happy when they had him kind of talk Rick down, because first off, it would have been real funny because I think Rick would have just like bounced or like maybe like left a divot, but I don't think he would have died. But because that was a big part in the comic books, was, you know, Donald trying to kind of being like, actually, and Optimus Donalding it up.
Can you clip him saying that? Can you clip him making that noise and then yeah, send that to me? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clip it on my own.
But so the thing is, like in the comics, and I think in this as well, a big part of Donald healing was helping Rick heal, which, you know, is a thing that you see in a lot of things in real life too. But I just thought it was an important part, and I was a little upset earlier because I thought that they were going to kind of skip over it. So it made me real happy that they brought it back.
Yeah, they definitely in the comics, Donald is already aware of the fact that he's this android and he's been replicated multiple times over. So there's not this story of self-discovery. So I like the fact that they used his self-discovery to parallel with Rick's coming to terms with his humanity. Did you like the fact that they like reintroduced Rick? Because, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on in the story. There's a lot of stuff going on in the story, but do you feel like this detracted from it? Like a less interesting part of the story, or you felt engaged? That's Homeboy's boyfriend,
Rihanna Will's Rihanna boyfriend.
Yeah, that's right.
Sinclair's buddy.
I think Othelius is gonna agree with me on this.
Okay.
Maybe Film Age too. Maybe even Morgan.
Okay.
That nigga don't matter. Who cares?
Oh, we gotta We gotta clip that.
I gotta get that drop. Yeah. From Screwed.
Yeah, from Screwed. Yeah.
Yeah, man, this dude doesn't matter. He's just not good. I feel like they're only doing it to queer bait and placate.
Well, that's William's point, isn't it?
Yeah, but this kid is his dude's boyfriend, right? So
Yeah,
I'm just saying. So I'm just saying it's a reason. It's a reason to keep his friend keep Invincible's friend in the show. Otherwise, he doesn't play a role in this show. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when he wouldn't play it as anything but just being a dude. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm just feel like it's just a little bit placating to try to keep him in it because there's no reason. Like, dude's not that big of a deal in the comic book. Like, it's not like this. Either one of their characters are really that big of a deal in the comic book. So I don't know. Just felt like, who cares about this dude? And let's just play that. Like, tell that story if we're gonna tell it. Like, we don't have to drag it out between 2 seasons.
I mean, well, they still told this story in the comic book with Rick and Donald. They just, like, in my opinion, they just made it a little bit more enhanced with having Donald go through his self-discovery, so it doesn't feel out of nowhere. Like, it was like, oh, now suddenly we're going to Rick and his problems. But no, it's like we're dealing with Rick's problems with his humanity because Donald is also dealing with his problems with his humanity.
Yeah.
Like, there's connective tissue where it makes sense, because I do feel like it came out of nowhere in the comics. Athelia says, I forgot who he was, to be honest. No, yeah. And I feel like it's an interesting question to raise, just with like, Blade Runner memories. What is reality? What is humanity? It's an interesting question to raise in just like the sci-fi world. It's good to just like bring up that character is like, he's still dealing with shit. He went through a lot of trauma, but also so did this character that we care more about because we are more involved with him because he's, with Cecil right hand.
You're involved with him?
Yeah, I'm involved. Me and Donald are in entanglement.
Matt and Rick, Alex and Donald.
But yeah, I like the way it was done in the show a lot better than the comic.
I got a question. What do you guys think of the fact that they recast D.A. Sinclair and it's not Ezra Miller anymore?
Honestly, I did not notice. And when I heard it in the show, I was like, "Is it that sounds like Ezra Miller?" I guess they brought it back. D.A. Sinclair, he's the scientist who did the experiments on.
He's the incel who made the Reaniman.
When did we hear him in this?
When he had his like
when Cecil's like, "When can you get my No. In this one, when Cecil's like, "When can you get my Reaniman ready?" and he's like, "The fuck you talk about? Never."
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. They probably would have recasted him anyway.
Honestly, I thought he had such a generic,
like, without anything that happened. He probably could have got recasted just because, like you say, he was just a regular ass performance.
Right. I'm surprised that they got Ezra Miller to do such a generic vocal performance because he sounded like so many.
You don't know
voice
when
actors. He sounded like Billy West.
And by the way,
when did they do it though? Like, you know what I mean? It could have been just something he could do in between trying to get the Flash made.
Right. Yeah.
I'll tell you this: the guy that they got to replace him, dude, is a voice actor. He's got like, I was just looking through his IMDb. Dude's been on everything. He was in the new Space Jam. He was on a couple of Ninja Turtles. Some of the Star Wars shows, a bunch of video games. Eric something, but dude's got 359 credits to his name. Eric Bauza.
Shout out to
Eric
him.
Bauza.
But what the fuck do we need to show him for in the first place? Like, this character is not even coming back. This nigga's dead. We don't need.
Not dead.
He's not dead.
No, he's like
no. Cecil hired him. Cecil hired him and is keeping him in the Pentagon making Reaniman to fight Mark.
This motherfucker.
Well, no, yeah, he was like, because he got his face totally fucked up by Invincible in the first season, and then like he got
fun backhand,
and then he got hired by Cecil to create the Reaniman because Cecil don't be trusting nobody, so he's like, let's get these super soldiers going. But and then this episode, he just basically mentions toward the end that
ugly ass super soldiers.
They're not available. Film Age Studios said in the chat, "I don't mind him. It's a thread that makes this world feel like things took place, and he is a result."
You know, he's talking about the white boy that y'all asked me.
Oh yeah, Rick. Yeah. Like he seems like just a. And Athelia says, "I don't even know that. I didn't even know that was Ezra Miller." Yeah, because
I think we're all agreed there.
It's not that distinctive a voice. And yeah, to your point, Film Age. Yeah, I feel like Rick was just sort of like a sort of metaphor for the collateral damage of humanity in like this really crazy superhero world. Is like people are really actually affected, and there's trauma there. And
I just felt like they already did that with Adam Eve, so there was no reason to go into that. They already did it. She fucked up the Chicago thing. They talked about that last episode.
But this is the thing that honestly, this is the thing that they're gonna keep addressing over and over.
That's one of the that's one of the points of Invincible, is like the whole Batman v Superman thing. Like, that fight wasn't in a bubble. You were throwing fuckers through buildings. Guess what buildings are full of? People. Like, people are actively getting hurt because you're not a good enough superhero.
Yeah, that's what I liked about the first episode. It's like you just running through people, killing them, trying to save one person. It's great.
And then Mark, he decides that he's gonna have a stress-free date with Amber. He's like, you know what? Guardians said they're gonna come for me, and you, Amber. We're gonna have a night on the world. We're gonna fly, have a great time. We're gonna be classic Peter and MJ.
Mark Grayson, Invincible.
Well, wait, I got one thing before we do this part.
And that's just we were doing it already.
Well, I missed it. I got a little distracted. It was just I really liked how Rex Splode was being a real person before this. One, in the sense where he was like admitting like, the way I was acting before wasn't right. I was a dick. But two, then also being like, hey, we'll help you, man. We'll take the weight so that you can go off and just be a person. I mean, Rex got shot in the head, but like he's actually trying to make a change, Yeah. I love Rex.
But he was wrong.
Yeah, and that's 100%.
And that's why you don't take advice from a man missing a quarter of his brain.
I just love my boy.
There's some situations you can't punch your way out of.
Mark Grayson, Invincible. Come with me now, or this woman dies.
Bro.
Did you hear me?
Put your hands on you. I put my hands on you.
Mark?
Whoa, hey.
The part they're not telling you here, that actually turns Amber on. She's not scared. She's finishing.
It also turns Anissa on.
She's like Carol from Archer.
Turns Anissa on.
My name is Anissa, and I'm an agent of the Viltrum Empire. And if you think you can cross the space between us before I tear this woman's head from her body, you're welcome to try.
What do you... I wish a nigga would. That's what she said. She said, I wish a nigga would.
This is Luther, my anger translator.
This introduction to this character.
I thought it was pretty rad. Like, Anissa is one of my... It's gonna sound weird to say, she's one of my favorite characters.
Oh, you nasty from the comics,
just because of how terrible she is, and because of how interesting her arc is. Because as we see in her introduction, she's not. She's very interesting in her thought process, because she's very brutal and very direct, but she's also willing to apologize and be cordial. She's got a lot going on in her head. Especially just from growing up being a Viltrumite. But I really like the introduction of her character in this episode. It's like super, super terrifying. What about you, Alan?
Yeah, I do like that Alex doesn't like women unless they a bad bitch. So anyway, I thought it was a real great way to introduce her, showing that it's almost like she's not evil in a sense, because in her mind, it's that typical evil, supervillain. In her mind, it's like, no, like the things we're going to do are going to improve the planet. Like, yeah, we're not going to make you all Viltrumites, but we're going to give you medicine. We're going to give you technology. We're going to give you advances so that like these people actually will live a good long time and they'll live a healthy life. The entire point she's trying to make is she's like, you're not seeing Viltrum the way it truly is. And this is why people want to join the Viltrum Empire. Now, all that being said, it's like, you're still just asking, it's a gilded cage, but it's a cage nonetheless, but it's interesting the way she goes about it. Cause she comes in, look at other Viltrumites. Other Viltrumites would have like landed on Amber, through Amber. They would have been wearing Amber for pants. But she's like, no, listen, you're coming with me. We're going to talk. You don't have a choice in the matter. I'm stronger than you. I'm smarter than you. And this is the way it's going to be. Right. I don't want to like make a scene here, but I can if we need to, which is also very much the Viltrumite way. Whoever's stronger is the one that's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And even when I read this part in the comics, I felt like it read less sympathetic and more manipulative when I was reading the comics.
Yeah.
But this felt more sincere when they showed it in the show. I was like, oh, she seems like she's coming from a good place, and she is actually trying to convince him. He's like, yo, like honestly, like let's see from my side. Like these are all the benefits of joining the Viltrum Empire. But she's also, this is all she's ever known. So maybe she doesn't know the best way of going about things just from the way that she was raised. Athelia says that's what Christian missionaries say when they Africans and Arab vaccines full of lead and build mega churches in the middle of slums.
Well, and it's interesting that Athelia says that, because it's like, yeah, the Viltrumites, a lot like those Christian missionaries, fully believe in what they're doing and that it's right.
Yeah.
It's a mission. It's not just like, hey, this be a nice thing for us to do.
Right. Yeah. It's their religion. And sorry if I spoiled anything, Athelius. I was trying not to spoil anything, but
I don't think you did. We're basically just describing her and her personality, really. I'm very cognizant of it as well.
In any way, take pleasure in killing. Dead humans do not benefit us in any way.
Let's see if she means that. There's a cruise ship about to get eaten a few thousand miles southwest from you. Tell her you need to go save those humans she loves so much.
Look, there's a ship in danger. I need to go help. If you mean everything you're saying, you won't try to stop me.
Which, by the way, that's a big gamble on Cecil's part.
Well, you know what?
Right?
I'm glad you mentioned Cecil. I thought that was bullshit.
What?
Oh, you didn't think Kaiju was there?
Shouldn't she be able to hear Cecil?
Oh yeah, and I think that
I don't think Viltrumites have super hearing.
Honestly, yeah, I kind of felt that too. And
do
maybe
they have super hearing?
There's a moment at the end. There's a moment at the end where she says, whoever is listening to our conversation. And I don't know if she's just been listening. She's heard everything on the earbuds. She just hasn't been saying anything.
Okay, so that's what it is.
Or if she just picked up that, he's
no, it had to be that she was hearing it, because that's what I was thinking. Like, nah, man, they basically got Superman powers without laser vision.
Yeah, I think they
should
all
have
have
been able to hear
super hearing.
that.
Yeah. So I think that she was hearing the conversation. She just wasn't saying anything.
I wish to see how strong the son of Nolan is.
Yes, they do have super hearing.
So it's confirmed. Super hearing.
Confirmed.
And also, Kaiju.
Kaiju.
By the way,
it's a weird ass Kaiju, by the way.
We basically got Mecha Shiba in X-Men. I just wanted to point that out.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Megashima.
Anyway.
Yeah. Mark did not have a handle on this situation at all.
This is embarrassing, right?
Yeah.
If you're Mark, this is embarrassing.
His children crying.
Like, what was he doing? Mark is a little bitch. Because Nolan already told this little hoe how to fucking fight. He's always holding back. It's a fucking kaiju. Try to kill it.
To kill this.
I don't know if he's holding back in this. I think he's just that fucking weak still.
Well,
His dad told him, you have to work out. And what did he do? Not work out because he's a
That's
fuck.
true too.
I'm surprised.
That's true too. But at the same time, Nolan, I didn't know until Nolan said that he was holding back, that he was even holding back.
Yeah.
I just thought so I think right here he's still in that mode. He's still in a mode of like being a sensitive little bitch. But I mean, we need him to be that way for what's coming up next, but it just be annoying as fuck sometimes. Well, this is the time to show off. This is the time to make, because if he does that, then she don't go and whoop his motherfucking ass probably.
Right.
Well, it's funny. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I just want to say real quick, to your point, he does mention that later. It's like I felt like my dad at a moment there with Anissa. I wanted to kill her, and I was like, "Bro, do you really think that you could have though? Like, because as angry as you were,
right?
Like, I don't think that that's gonna just supersede, like how outmatched you are. But maybe it would. Maybe it would.
It's like if any of us walked into a club and Mike Tyson bumped the shit out of us, and when we left, we was like, man, I want to just kill this motherfucker.
I think you're describing how they set up the fight between him and Jake Paul.
Can't wait.
Oh man, that's gonna be interesting.
Might have to do a live with Blake.
Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be fun.
But
it's gonna be like me. It's gonna be like Snoop Dogg and what's his name? We're gonna be doing it together.
Athelia said in the comments, "This is not fair for Mark. He's a 17-year-old against niggas that are 500 at least." Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She don't look a day over 375.
Yeah. She looks
But
like
that's
she's got that Catherine Hahn
it's
vibe,
crazy because that's literally what's happening.
Yeah.
But somehow we can't forget Othelius. He's got another thing holding him back. He got Earthling blood in him. He ain't even full Ventramite, is what I'm saying.
Okay, but so those are points that are actually brought up in the comics. The Viltrumite DNA is so strong, it will take over the human DNA. So he will become as strong as a full-blooded Viltrumite.
Right, but he's not a full. I'm just saying.
Well,
if he was
that's also why it's
but
important.
if he was a full-blooded Viltrumite, he would have been born with basically like he would have become a he would have come into his powers sooner.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just saying, so he even more behind than like he would even be if he was like born a full blood Viltrumite.
That's why it's important what his dad pointed out. His dad flat out told him, like, you need to work out your powers. And he just didn't fucking do it. Because I guess he was like, oh, I got 100 years.
Well, he also told him to read the books. So
yeah, and he did a shit job of that too.
Well, he read them. I can't find any goddamn clips from it, of course.
He's not a bright boy. But they've also done a good job in this show.
They've done a good job.
They've done a good job in the show and in the comics of making it seem like that, like things just happen so fast. Like as soon as you get this pertinent amount of information, this earth-shattering event happens. As soon as you like lay that to rest, before you get to even catch your breath, you have to go deal with this other thing. And it's insane. Mark Grayson's life, like it's always insanity. This is just another example of that. Like this confrontation with Anissa.
Dude, she's just like, fuck this.
Like, I'm bored.
Dude, I mean, is her entire suit made out of a ShamWow? Jeez.
She got good vibrations. That's all.
Good vibrations.
I mean, you know what? I was about to say something, but I'm gonna save it for next season. Apparently, I'm gonna save it for next season because anyway, I don't want to say it. I was about to. Ooh, no, don't say it.
You know, I feel you. But yeah, Anissa, she beats Mark to a bloody pulp, as people are wont
pretty
to do.
easily.
Yeah. Mark gets his ass handed to him quite often, which makes Invincible kind of a ironic name more than anything. But he says, like, I know that you need me, so I know that you're not going to kill me.
Hold on, because I want to play this part. Because she hit this nigga with a goddamn Goku motherfucking punch, or motherfucking Vegeta, or goddamn like a Dragon Ball Z character.
He's sitting over here trying to Yamcha Wolfang fist this shit. What are you doing, bitch?
Yeah, he did not.
Wolfang fist.
Nothing went well for him right here.
Started with reason.
Bro can't even keep up with her.
She made his eyes motherfucking explode, son.
Tell me you see Dragon Ball Z without telling me you see.
She made his eyes explode, son. Like, that's wild, B. Bam. Hold on, did blood come out his ears?
Out his eyes. And
no, his mouth.
Orifice.
No, it's his mouth.
Oh no, it's just his mouth.
Yeah.
It's like it's like when you bite your tongue.
Yeah, I think so. Which I think we also covered in this one. Thank God his teeth grow back.
Yeah, that's a cool thing. It's a thing that I never thought about. But I guess they would have to grow back because
never brushing again.
Lost damn near all of them in that season finale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's out of his mouth. Also, it's not like they can drill in to put a fucking replacement in there.
Yeah, he's got Superman skin.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, Anissa basically says, all right, you win this round. I'm not gonna kill you because I can't.
I mean, you didn't win, but you win.
Yeah.
I like you.
I can't physically
I'll
kill you.
let you live.
But I think you kind of cute. I'll leave you alone.
She's like, listen, we can bone down.
You know what? Because it's weird because you're too young. But you know what? I like you. So I'm going to let you live. But I'm going to be back with some other people. And they're not going to be as nice as me.
He's not even legal on our planet. She's got a couple hundred on him.
Jesus Christ,
Let me just give you my number, give you a concussion real quick.
But here's my number. So call me maybe.
Round, boy.
But no, then she basically says, all right, I'm not gonna kill you, but the next guy who comes to see what your progress is on getting Earth ready for Viltrumite assimilation.
Can we? This is another Dragon Ball Z thing. Like, I just want to point out, like, we getting real callbacks right here. I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely a lot of
the
like
dust
visual references.
around.
Yeah.
For me, it's more whenever they go through a cloud and
Yep, that was good too.
Yeah, like this show has always had like sort of one foot in like the Bruce Timm animation and one foot in the anime style. I really like the way they've blended two different kind of styles to create this aesthetic. But yeah, Anissa says I'm not going to be back, but somebody way more unforgiving will be back.
Mm-hmm.
And
he will demonstrate the error of your ways, and this whole planet will.
I don't know what the fuck was that.
That was almost perfect.
I pray you come.
It was almost perfect, right?
In this
And
whole
now
planet
she
your
kisses.
destiny, he will demonstrate the error of your ways, and this whole planet will pay the price. I pray you come to your senses before then.
So she
Now-
was trying to be nice. It seemed like, you know.
Well, and and going on that, I'll say this: the other Viltrumites, they would have backhanded him through the fucking cruise ship. She didn't throw him through people or anything. Hell, his dad held him while the train and used him to kill
You
a train
cannot
full of
resign.
people. You know, Anissa could have done that, but she didn't. You know, she's like, all right, I'll beat the shit out of him, but I'll leave his little pets alone.
Yeah, she's nicer than his dad, at least like in that respect. Because like everybody is expecting a repeat of Chicago. Cecil is like expecting this to get that bad, but fortunately
He's
it does
scrambling,
not.
trying to
because-
get people together.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of civilians right there that she could just be like popping heads if she wanted to.
You know, like,
But
boop.
but she's
Oh, I'd
she's-
actually really like to see that. Just a Viltrumite just going like that, and just taking heads off.
that would be weird and gross and cute.
Yeah, I may be damaged.
Hey, we're all damaged ducks here on the Drunk Banthas channel. But yeah, like after this horrifying experience, Mark goes back to meet up with Amber, and he basically says that like
It's
that,
cool. She's gone. We can go on our date.
yeah, like he's like, hey, you okay? But she is horrified and traumatized by this
Yeah,
whole
she's a
situation.
bitch.
And it raises an interesting question because they eventually end up breaking up, which is super sad, but it makes you think about the whole, or like makes me think about the Peter Parker, Mary Jane, Black Cat love triangle, because I feel like Amber is very much Mary Jane, which I feel like has never been right for Peter Parker, and Adam Eve is way more like Black Cat, who is like perfect for Peter Parker. And it seems so obvious when it's laid out in Invincible, where like everybody fucking hates Amber so much. But how do you feel about that? Do you feel like it's a similar dynamic with that love triangle, or do you think I'm like totally off base with that comp?
Yeah, I think this should have killed Amber. I think that would have been the best bet, but you know, whatever. No, I
just like Scorpion style, just rips her spine out of her.
Get over here.
Just have a little bit of fun with it. No, I do agree with you. I think it's smart. I think they did this the right way. There's no way a normie and a superhero make actual sense. Maybe like back in the Nolan Debbie days when it was like, oh, hey, we just got these random Doc Seismics coming out of the woodwork. But like when you have a race of Omni-Men coming at you, no, there's no chance it's going to work. Also, and you know what? Maybe it could at some point, but not while Mark's still trying to learn how to even use his powers. None of it makes sense. So I think it's right that they broke up. One thing I'll say, I love that this is why they break up. Because in the book, it's different. They break up because like he just doesn't have time for her, which is still a valid reason. But this one was just such a stronger reason. It was executed better. And we didn't have that Gary bullshit. Another instance when I think the show did better.
Yeah, I'm glad that we didn't get Gary and
fuck Gary.
this show. But yeah, I did feel like this was a nice, just a nice enough for Amber. It didn't seem like it cast her in a bad light. She seemed very empathetic. Like I totally got where she was coming from, especially after that horrific situation with Anissa. Thelius said, "Not even then. Imagine Batman's secret identity gets leaked. All of his ops showing up to Vicky Vale's front door." Yeah, that's true. And you know, if you're Vicky Vale and you have like the full realization of this, is like, you know what? I'd rather not do this. I'd rather just be a photojournalist. Thank you.
Tell you what, you're gonna have much bigger and different arguments than normal couples.
yeah, those arguments are long and depressing, I'm sure. But what about you?
Well, I didn't let Bane destroy your fucking car, Bruce.
And how do you feel about this, Bill? Like specifically, because I kind of want to know the answer to this. Does it? You know, everybody loves Peter Parker and Mary Jane,
but everybody hates Chris. Isn't that weird?
Everybody hates Chris. Everybody loves Peter Parker and Mary Jane. I'm always a big fan of Peter Parker and Black Cat, and this seems like, you know, Invincible and Adam Eve is like.
You think he's gonna start dating Adam Eve?
Oh, they've basically shown that they're like they're romantically interested in each other. And
Pound Town.
If you ask the internet, you know, everybody hates Amber. Everybody loves.
Gotta go to Pound Town.
And everybody loves Eve. But at the same time, like, everybody loves Mary Jane and Peter Parker.
But everybody loves Raymond, so it don't really matter. It shows you that don't nobody know what they talking about.
To quote Adam Sandler, I don't. Hey Ray, fuck you. Sorry, that wasn't Adam Sandler. That was Eminem.
Same thing.
Oh yeah, that was Eminem.
Funny people.
Funny people. Yeah, funny people.
No, man, it's the worst. Everyone around here looking like they know me. Like this guy. Who the fuck is this guy? That's Ray Romano.
That's Ray Romano.
Everybody loves Ray. Well, I don't. Hey Ray, fuck you.
Othelia says Amber hate is corny.
Amber hate is corny.
Yeah, they only hate her because she's black.
It makes
people
more
hate
sense
her in
in
the
the
comic
comic
book too, but they just hate her because
she
she's black.
sucks in the comic.
She gets more. She gets more to talk about in this. You know, she gets more explored in this. But I also don't like Amber. I mean, not that I hate her. Not like, oh, fuck Amber. Right. Fuck that.
You're not pulling an Alex and just hating her because she's
right.
woman.
I love women. I just was saying, like, I don't like Amber because I don't like Amber because she knew this wasn't gonna work out. She was gonna break up with Mark way back when she thought he was just a regular human being.
Well,
you know, it wasn't until she knew he was a superhero that she was like, "Oh, well, let me get back with you," because she was playing herself. You see, she was like, "I like the thrill of I'm dating a superhero." Right? Well, she's like, he can just fly me to Paris. We can just do this.
Part of that,
but it's just like, no, I don't think it was guilt. I think it was, I'm gonna date him because, like, she was about to break up with him. Nothing that she was gonna break up with him changes anything. Like, none of the reasons have changed. She was gonna break up with him because he always had a dip. He always was late.
But also,
all of that's gonna still keep happening.
So that's why I'm asking, was it guilt?
I said no. I don't think it was guilt. I think that she was doing it for pleasure. I think she was doing it because she getting something out of it. And oh man, I only get so much time out of this voice now. So I just feel like her character was just dumb. Like, they should have made it to where she knew that she was, if you're going to use her more than you used her in the comic, they should have made it to where she knew she was using him. Well, not, you know, not using him, but like taking advantage of the fact that he's a superhero. He can take her wherever she wants. He can protect her. He can do all these things for her that can't nobody, literally nobody else on the planet do. But that's because, that's why I say she was doing that, because she was ignoring all the things that she was still going to break up with him for. That none of those things was going to change just because she now knows he's a superhero.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the more interesting things about, I think it was in the last episode with having Film Age says exactly, Bill.
You got damn right, exactly, Bill.
One of the things I like so much about the the scenes in the last episode where we have the I think Mark is talking to Rex and Amber is talking to Eve, is that they're both talking about their relationships and they are both kind of weary about the relationship. Mark is also basically about to break up with Amber, but he decides not to. And Amber is about to break up with Mark, but she decides not to. Like, like Amber isn't like some superpowered being. Like, she's just the idea of having a normal life. Like I want to have a normal relationship with someone who is not related to any of this superpowered bullshit.
I don't want to have to worry. You're going to thrust straight through me. Come on.
Yes,
it's got to be a worry.
It's a legitimate fear.
She did.
She brought it up. She actually brought it up, which I thought was really interesting. Athelia says that's a reach. She's always knew he was a hero. She just wanted him to be honest about it, but she wasn't ready for the reality of dating.
That's what I'm saying though. Like she decided she was gonna date this dude knowing all the superhero stuff. Nothing that she had a problem with was gonna change. So I think she just was doing it because she was like, I want to get some superhero dick.
Athelius Maximus says dating a superhero is like being a military spouse. They got to drop you for everyone else. At first, the spouse is cool with it, but they grow apart over time.
And I agree. I agree completely. I think we're saying the same thing. Yeah. Because I agree with that. But I'm just saying that's your fault. If you jump on that boat, but it's knowing that it's going to war, but then get mad when you in war, then you probably should be mad at yourself because you jumped on the boat.
Well, I'm going to ask Alan what he thinks of this before we moved on to the next part of the episode. But I do feel like, when you're in love and you commit to a certain thing, you don't know how hard something like that's going to be. No one can conceive how hard.
No Diddy.
No Diddy?
Yeah, they don't say, nobody say pause no more, Alex.
He's saying no pedophile. Don't worry about that. Anyway,
okay. Yeah, Alex.
I don't know what okay.
Nobody says pause no more. Alex.
He's just saying no pedophile. Whatever.
Yeah. Come on, man. No X-Files. No X-Files.
Honestly, don't know what I was about to say. What were you about to say?
We'll come back to that later. Anyway, no, I think another thing to remember is also they're 17. Or, I mean, they were when they started dating.
They're like 18, 19.
I mean, but when they started dating, they were 17. So it's one of those, like, think about, okay, but what I'm saying is, think about already being, like, think about how stupid fucking 17, 18-year-olds are. Like, oh, I'm in love. I'll never love anyone this much. It's like, bro, you're barely in lust. Calm the fuck down. And so like add that on top of it, and then also think about the bigger part of it, like, oh, I'm dating a superhero too. It's not just love, it's an even stronger love. It's super love and like all this shit. Honestly, I think that it makes absolute sense that they were stupid enough to go as far as they did. I think that after Mark was off planet for the third time in a row in the course of like a week and a half, it was like, dude, maybe just like accept reality. But teenagers don't. Teenagers, it's all Romeo and Juliet, but we won't die. So yeah, I think that's why that happened.
We just multiply.
Now, do you guys think that there's any like sort of parallel to like the nuclear family where the wife was like in sort of like programmed to have like dinner ready on the table and like be subservient to the
cleavers?
Yeah, like do you think that like just like the cultural difference between like these different generations of like how women are like treated by their husbands has any kind of difference between like Amber's perception of being in a relationship with a superhero versus Debbie's relationship with being with a superhero? Is like, is she just more she's less willing to emotionally give herself up to being the spouse of a superhero.
Of course,
as Debbie.
It's clearly side by side comparison. Clearly, this is the only impersonation that I can do.
So maybe I think it would have made more sense if you were trying to say like between like instead of like Debbie and Nolan, like if Mark's grandparents were in the same situation, I would have seen a much bigger difference between the two. But I actually think that what it really comes down to is something Bill was touching on earlier, which is he was just touching it, which is Mark's not at the level Nolan was at. Think about if Anissa showed up and tried pulling that shit on Debbie with Nolan. She wouldn't even gotten to the table,
Oh, she would have called Nolan. She would have called him first.
Hey,
but
I don't mean to bother you.
Yeah, I don't mean.
Here's the thing: no one could defend his woman. Mark,
he's a real man.
Mm-hmm.
He's a real man.
Alex, this is to what you had to say earlier.
Ophelia said exactly. The first college relationship is usually a flop. All things considered, they really did try. Yeah, they really tried. You can tell they really loved each other. And if you've ever had one of those really horrible conversations where someone is like, "I love you, but I just can't be with you," then you really felt this conversation and this last episode.
I guess my problem is I hate that kind of stupid shit. And the fact of the matter is, like, sometimes I have to like pause on some of that shit. Interactions between him and Amber, completely don't give a fuck. Because it sucks me back into a situation where I feel like I'm watching a fucking kids cartoon. Like I'm watching some shit for children. Which the very first episode of the season 1, that's how you feel. Until the very last, like the end credit scene or the post credit scene, where you're just like, oh, this is what this show is about. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
This show is about to be fucking, this show's about to be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So I just wish that, or I just hope that we get rid of that. Last week I was very adamant about, hell yeah, nigga, I can't wait to not see Amber no more. Not because I don't like her character. It's just because I feel like, because I know it ain't really meant to last. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So why don't we get that out the way, and so we can get to some other stuff. I feel like this whole season, think about it, we got one more episode left. I feel like this whole season we spent too much time about Amber.
And and
you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Not saying her character's a bad character. It's just story-wise, look, all the issues together is like this fucking thick. Cause we got a lot of stuff to get to. That's all I'm saying. And I don't know. I'm just saying, it's like very assuming to think we're gonna get 10, 28 seasons out of this.
Yeah, no, and I really want to get y'all's opinion on this, and I'll ask Alan.
I might have to type it.
I'll ask Alan first, because I'm like, it's one of the things I'm more curious about, especially with the reaction from Amber online. But do you guys I see a very clear parallel between Amber and Mark and Peter and Mary Jane, and I'm curious why people hate Amber so much, but they love Mary Jane so much.
Because Mary Jane is meant to be with Peter Parker.
But why? Because they're in the same boat as far as like
they're not in the same boat. See, that's what I'm saying. You're conflicting two characters. You're conflating shit together.
Okay.
These characters are completely different. Mary Jane, when she finds out about Peter Parker, Mary Jane got her own shit going on. She not worried about what the fuck Peter is doing.
Othelius, heads up, comic book Amber's white too.
Yeah, comic book Amber is white too, and this basically is how this whole shit played out.
But maybe that has a reason why people don't like her.
I think they don't like her because she's black.
That was a really interesting voice you chose to go with there. Maybe people don't. No, Alex.
Maybe
I know
people
you were hoping we didn't notice that.
He was going Beaker from the Muppets.
Because MJ is white.
No,
I
no,
think
sorry.
that's
No, I
also-
kind of wanted to go back to that a bit. This whole season is depressing.
yeah, let's go back to that.
So I think
This
it's
whole
also,
season.
Well, I was just gonna say with MJ fights for Peter too. Amber doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, MJ is a bad bitch, nigga. That's why. What are we talking about? Yeah, let's talk about how depressing this season is, man. Because there's a lot that could have been going on that's less depressing, I guess. Is, you know what I'm saying? Like we were talking about last week. The comic is really like a monster of the week type of situation, but I feel like this season we didn't really get a lot of that.
Yeah, they definitely like cut down a lot of that and just like sort of use sort of like the monster of the week kind of characters as implants. Like, you know, we see what was that octopus dude?
Octobus.
Octobus. Like we kind of just
I learned little language in day 2.
Which was one of my favorite moments reading the comics, where like I think like in the actual comics he says, fucking English is my second language, you dick. Like he's like so he's so
That's like the
much
first thing he learned how to say.
Right?
He says it perfect.
I'm trying so hard. Why don't you just like accept me for who I am?
He talk like this, but then when you make fun of him, he goes, "English is my second language, you bitch." Fuck is wrong with you? God damn it! And then he's like, "All I know."
So like, I like how they just like sort of like consolidated those monster of the week characters into these like side obstacles that you know, like Rexplode or Invincible have to overcome before they get to the meat and potatoes of the actual plot. So I thought that was nice. Even, you know, Kill Cannon, he gets a nice little cameo here as Adam Eve is wrapping him up. But after Mark is, you know, done with his very stressful day, now he can just relax.
After he gets dumped.
After he gets dumped, he gets threatened, he gets his ass kicked. He's probably gonna need some new teeth. But now he can just like relax and have a nice, comforting conversation with his mom.
Some chamomile tea. It's cool.
You just have a nice conversation, nice chamomile tea, and have a nice, comforting conversation with his mom. Because mom is always gonna make you feel better, right?
Oh yeah, that's totally Debbie.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom. But no, it's not Mom. It's fucking Angstrom Levy. The fucking he's basically Rick Sanchez crossed with Kang the Conqueror, and he is so mad at Mark.
He's not pleased.
He is not pleased.
He's not a happy camper.
What did you guys think of this cliffhanger? Angstrom Levy has Debbie and Oliver basically kidnapped. What do you think is going to happen in the next episode, Alan?
Nope, not going to say a fucking thing. I know I cannot give anything away. All I will say is how fucking excited I am. And there's a part that moves very quickly through the comic that I suspect they will stretch out and make more interesting on this show. And I can't fucking wait.
Well, since you got little to say, we'll just play this.
All right.
Roll that beautiful beam footage.
Hi, Mom.
Hello, Mark.
Mom's voice sounds deep.
When are you coming home?
Man, Academy Award nominee Sterling K. Brown playing Angstrom Levy.
Love it.
My goodness.
Well, since we also hold on, let me just go ahead and play this. Well, you know what? Go ahead. Continue.
No. Okay. So
talking about Angstrom Levy.
Angstrom Levy.
We've been waiting to talk about this nigga. He's like one of the only niggas in the show. I mean, yeah, in the show.
Yeah. This is like, shout out to black people. It is really.
I mean, they
really
just got rid of Amber.
Exit one, we enter another. It is. I do really like this villain and
Same old deal. I'm ready, nigga.
This cliffhanger. So hyped for the next episode. Yeah, I can't imagine how they're gonna end it. Again, the way that they're converging all these different storylines, I don't know really what they're gonna do for the next.
Who knows what they're
episode.
gonna do next?
But I do feel like Angstrom, like without spoiling anything, I feel like Angstrom is
a dick.
He's Invincible's Joker. Like he is like his greatest foe. He is his. I don't know. Like well, he's one of his greatest villains.
I can tell y'all don't want to spoil anything, so I'm gonna move on. Help y'all out.
Yeah, thank you.
God, I just want to know how long the next episode is too.
We do have our buddy Seth Green show up again.
I don't think we do.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah,
poisoned, just like his father.
Seth
there
Rogen.
You go.
Excuse me.
Yep.
White man.
Carlin.
Ben Affleck.
I just love Alan the Alien. He's so much fun.
Oh my god!
I also think Seth Rogen's voice is actually pretty perfect for him.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think they saw me. Oh, they definitely saw me. Oh,
so perfect. I'm not sure if he got it.
Last time that hurt a lot more.
Last time they knocked his whole eyeball out of his head.
Yeah, right.
He's only got the one.
I'm not sure if he got this role from because he is like an executive producer on the show, and he also
that's a good way to get a role out.
And he also owns rights.
Right now.
They've been talking about like making a live action film of Invincible, and I guess it's still in pre-production. It's still in pre-production. You know, Seth Rogen's set to produce, but maybe that's how he got this role as this character. But
you just be your boss. Yeah, that's exactly how you got the role out. The fuck you talking about? That's why he's in The Boys.
Yeah.
I'll say this. When I first saw that he was going to be doing a voice, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding? Come on, man! I get that you're EP, but dude, don't be that guy." But then I saw him play Alan the Alien. I was like, "All right, maybe good call."
He knows. He knows.
So I don't know if that's the reason why he got it. It is, but it still worked out pretty good.
Wonder.
No Unopin is that strong.
Guess your research is out of date.
You are coming with us. Our prison scientists will cut you open until we.
Just say real quick in the comics, Anissa said, "Even my ex-husband didn't hit me that hard." Which I thought was just like a really, really sad story about Anissa.
Well, but the thing is, but no, because they're Viltrumites. They would have actually physically fought. That would have made sense.
That is true.
So remember, with aliens, domestic abuse is maybe a. You know what? I'm just gonna. You know what? Hey, what's up next?
Yeah, Viltrumite sex is like Viltrumite sex is like Wolverine's trying to fucking something.
You're right.
Okay.
You are coming with us. Our prison scientists will cut you open until we find the source of your strength.
Okay, I don't want to play too much of this too long. So I don't want to get shut down on.
I also love how he's just kind of like looping around, just kind of like, yep, I don't know, just playing with her. Fucking Alan.
I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube again. So, because we got kicked off on Drunk Banthas for a second.
Whoopsies.
But she knocks old boy out.
Right there's another great fucking cliffhanger. Two good cliffhangers to end the episode.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love a good cliffhanger. Especially one that foreshadows.
We got some good shit coming.
Yeah, if you're a Drunk Bantha day one, take a shot because if you get foreshadows, you gotta take a shot. That's how we do it.
Shot. Yeah, I really like what's being set up for this next episode. And this is this is setting up to be a really, really great finale. Athelia said Alan got that Super Saiyan Zenkai boost. I feel like that's is that from one of the Budokai video games? I feel like it's from one of the.
Yeah, man, you gotta,
I haven't played one of the Budokai games in a long time, and that was my
Xbox.
shit. I've ruined so many Xbox controllers from playing Dragon Ball Z.
Let's get it on hands. Let's go. Let's download it.
I got blisters on my hands. No, I can't jump back into that. I got too
I
much.
got blisters on my fingers.
I got blisters on my fingers.
You know what? When, I think it was. Did I say that earlier? No, I think I said it before we got on. Maybe that Mark Grayson needs to start doing them Super Saiyan workouts.
Oh, right, yeah.
He got to start doing all that weight.
Absolutely.
Got to increase it 200 times gravity.
Get yourself a gravity changer and stop being a bitch.
For real.
Yeah, he really needs to start doing some serious workouts. Othelia said when a Saiyan get almost killed, they get a massive boost to their strength.
And that's actually true for Viltrumites as well.
Yeah, that's absolutely true for Viltrumites. So yeah.
At least in the comic book it is.
I'm not sure if did they bring that up in this
Not yet.
specifically? Like explicitly?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Spoiler alert, Othelia's.
Stay tuned. But there are a lot of
similarities
between the Saiyans and the Viltrumites. Like it's very similar.
Yeah. They just need a son of Goku.
Yeah.
Ahsoku?
No, Gohan.
Ahsoku.
Son of Goku is Gohan.
Ahsoka? Anyway, we're not gonna stop. I'm gonna
shut up, Alex.
But
shut up,
that is that'll be the end of this episode. You guys have any final thoughts on this?
Can you tell people about the Bantha Bunch so I don't have to talk a lot?
Yeah, sure. We got the Bantha Bunch every Thursday live for members only. This is we had a lot of free episodes, but
should have been here last month.
Freeness is over. But now it's subscribers only. The real shows behind the curtain. But it's only 99 cents for a membership if you want to watch the Banthas Bunch every Thursday. Where my boy Bill is going to be covering
your country cousin's favorite cousin.
Yeah, he's going to be talking about different documentaries that he's been covering and other shows that we don't talk about here on the Drunk Banthas podcast. So if you want some extra content, please go check that out.
Yeah, we got nerd news too. Yeah.
Yeah, we got nerd news too. Yeah, as well. Yeah,
that's only on the Drunk Banthas
it's
channel.
It's not officially the Gotham Gazette though. It's not.
No, I'm gonna bring back the Gotham Gazette with the news.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I was like, this is news.
I figure I might as well just do it live.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Post it up later.
Yeah. But no, yeah, guys, definitely check it out. It's
so the only way you're gonna get Gotham Gazette early is if you watch it on the members only. Jesus Christ. This is why I had to tell everybody. Yeah, so the only way you'll be able to watch it is on members only, but you can catch it later. The Gotham Gazette portion later on Nerds at Night. Much later.
And links will be in the video description. But Alan the Alien, do you guys
No, yeah, tell them about what you got going on coming up with this Invincibles.
We got some more Invincible comic breakdowns coming out pretty soon here. Once I can figure out how to work Adobe Premiere Pro. Other than that, just the normal ones. You can find me on Nerds at Night on Mondays. You can find me on the Drunk Banthas talking about our that week's best TV shows. Yeah, and then the usual ones. You can always try and Skype me, Don Cheadle's Driveway at littledicky2.com. It's because of the hackers.
The
Yeah.
fucking hackers.
And Madel Jeff on Instagram and Jeff Madel on Facebook.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely check out all of that. This is going to be in the video description. And we're also going to put like links in the in screen.
Right.
Bill, where can the people find us on the interwebs?
At Drunk Banthas, drunk_Banthas, and Nerds at Night. Also, what's the book one? What are the other ones?
Oh, likewise.
What was the other one?
Letterboxd. There's it. All that beautiful nerd shit, baby. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time. But don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get updates on new videos. Check us out on Twitter, IG, TikTok, Letterboxd, likewise, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas. Until next time, stay safe, my little Viltrumites, and may the force be with you.